Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project, where, are we back? I think we're back. And to quote a famous philosopher from Geno Smith, I didn't come to Vegas to get lucky. I came to run the table. Anywho, I'm Bears fan alongside 4 of my lovely co-hosts and 2 special guests this go around. Please go around and introduce yourself, co-hosts and guests.
Hello, the MaskedAura, and I am locking the fuck in Rivals.
Hello, I'm Nickman. I'm the local Vegas resident.
Hello, I'm JuggerBear. My sports teams make me very sad.
Y'all already know who I am by the voice, so welcome back, chat.
And then we got our 2
Red.
special guests.
I'll go first. Hello, hello chat. My name is Die Sometimes. I'm a Falcons fan, and yeah, I feel like I don't need to say anything else.
What's up, everybody? I'm Valente. I'm the sad Saints fan. It's gonna be a lot of crying on my end tonight, but I'm excited to be here.
Those tears.
Yes. But by the way, this is not the weekend. You do not save your tears for another day. You're shedding them tonight, as you desperately tried to cling on to the fact that Tyler Shuck is going to run the division. But before we get to that, we of course have the usual welcome mat. And I just want to say this first. The USFL, they're getting fucking hosed, dog. And the UFL is moving around.
Well, most of these reports are kinda... It's officially unofficial in some sort of way, but from the news that broke Monday night, they're discussing about the possibility of moving teams to different locations. I did watch a lot of the UFL this year, and teams that were in the USFL conference had the lowest performing attendance. This included a team that was 3-time Spring Football League championships. The other 2 was a XFL franchise that never got their footing inside Houston because there was a bad team, and Texas doesn't give a shit about that. The other one was Memphis. Memphis never cracked even when they were in the USFL, they never cracked 10K attendance. So that was the obvious move. And the surprising one that completely caught me off guard was Michigan. Michigan being the ones to move was the big thing that caught me off guard the most. Because they actually had an uptick, were the only team that had an uptick in attendance this year. And from a fellow podcast member who's also from the Michigan area, they are pissed.
Well, unfortunately, I will say, Panthers want Ford Field money, but want Ford Field, but don't got Ford Field money. Boise, Idaho, it is, champ. And you want to know the locations? Kentucky, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, and in fact Boise, Idaho.
Kill yourself.
Yeah, don't look at that on screen. We're being hacked right now. But back on topic, dude. Who's going to Boise, Idaho to watch the Michigan Panthers? I want a raise of hands.
I mean, my thing with it is you're trying to get your foot in markets that don't have teams. And you've looked at a lot of what the USFL has done, right? The first main USFL hub started in Birmingham. And they never got, like, if anything, the USFL was Birmingham's team. And they were never ever bad. They were always competitive, and you still can't get people to show up. That was surprising the entire time. Now you're going to be trying Kentucky to see if you can get any sort of market share. But the thing to really note, Birmingham, for the region, Birmingham was the biggest in terms of TV audience versus, fans in the stands. So I think what the USFL is trying to focus on is trying to get as many people, what areas could get us the highest attendance. Now, this doesn't, I'm not ruling out any necessary things of the potential expansion, because there were also rumors going into before the season started about potentially expanding. Or was that during the season?
During the season.
Point during the season, they talked about expanding, which I thought was just excellent news. But relocating for your teams and they just all have to be in the USFL. I mean, these better work out, because if these moves don't work out, you can't just play location hot potatoes. You gotta commit somewhere, at least long term. And if
Unless
you
get
can't,
a Cashman Field incident.
Cashman Field. Oh. I'd give anything for Cashman Field again. Oh my god, I'd give anything for Cashman Field. Because, you have to be in the XFL just to watch it. If there's any other time, I'd recommend just watching a game of football and expecting it to be a complete garbage fest, is you gotta watch a road game, a day game of the Vegas Vipers and then a night game. Because the day games, it was beautiful, and then just to put it all at night, it was beautiful. I want them back in Cashman so badly for the wrong reasons.
I do just want to say something about the whole Michigan situation, because, and I will note that this is just a rumor, but from a rumor going around about why they weren't able to find another stadium, because clearly Ford Field was just too much. It costed too much for them to keep using it for foreseeable future. So they looked at other options. Apparently, they looked at the Eastern Michigan Stadium, but and they were close to using it. But apparently, ESPN and Fox immediately rejected it. They did not want that field on their TV, which I find hilarious.
Really? Really?
which is
That's interesting.
pretty interesting. But if you look up Eastern Michigan's football stadium, you will see what I'm talking about, because it is it's certainly an interesting looking stadium, and it gets funnier when you consider that this team is now going to be playing in Boise on that field.
They're okay with being in Boise, but not Eastern Michigan?
I just think they hate Michigan.
Ever had the USFL? It's best interest. They've had the XFL's best interest, but never really the USFL per se. I mean, this is your second biggest TV audience that you're just tossing out in the garbage to go to Boise State because, you know, ooh, blue turf field over Eastern Michigan? Like, really?
Well, all this is to say that I can't wait for the Boise Panthers to go up against the Kentucky Roughnecks in the legendary battle between former Saints quarterback Jake Kaner and former Falcons quarterback Desmond Ridder.
Well, unfortunately,
We'll see.
Desmond
Do note
Ridder
that the the USFL draft will be done after training camp. They want to kind of have an idea of who's going to be where, because the one thing to note, especially last year, was a lot of the guys that was drafted never ended up playing for the teams because they were on NFL rosters. So
Persona 4
it's
Arena.
going to be interesting. And the big thing to note, like, say, Shedeur Sanders doesn't make the Cleveland Browns and doesn't have an opportunity. The question is with him, because his rights, as far as I know, belong to the CFL. As the Toronto Argonauts have him.
Regardless, interesting things in the League of Summer Football.
It is. It's a big, massive risk, and if it doesn't pay off, then oh boy. I mean, the thing about St. Louis still has incredible attendance numbers. DC has got good attendance all around. Solid at number 3. Arlington wasn't so bad. I mean, still people at San Antonio. The team was bad and they still showed up. So
Well,
we'll see what happens.
Well, let's get to the teams that we're talking about today.
To the Velvet Room.
Starting.
This place exists.
We told you beforehand, Butter. We told you beforehand.
I love the construction you're doing in the background, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, up first we have, I believe, the Buccaneers. All right. Well, to list off the notable additions to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, there's a lot of them, guys, so be in for a mouthful. We have Anthony Walker Jr., linebacker from the Dolphins, Hassan Reddick, a linebacker from the Jets. I believe both of them are actually edge rushers. And then lastly, we have Riley Dixon, punter from Denver. Guys, I don't know if we're going to be able to get through the rest of these. That was just too much. Going on to the next category of our subtractions, I believe. Oh no, we have our draft. Up next for the draft, we have first round wide receiver from Ohio State, Emeka Egbuka, wide receiver, from the Notre Dame class of 2024. Benjamin Morrison, cornerback, from Kansas State, cornerback Jacob Parrish. From, I believe that's the University of Central Arkansas, David Walker, linebacker. From and then we get to our grab pack of picks, where we have Elijah Roberts, defensive end from MSU, and we have wide receiver Teds Johnson from Oregon. And lastly, going on to subtractions now, we have Subtractions, Jordan Whitehead. Unfortunately, he's currently homeless. If you can tell right here, he's trying to find his home, but no one has signed him. Someone help these poor NFL players off the street. Up next, we have KJ Britt, linebacker going to Miami. Up next, we have Joe Troyan, a defensive end, going to Cleveland. God rest his soul. Up next, we have Justin Skoll, offensive tackle, going to Minnesota. We have linebacker J.J. Russell going to Arizona. And we have safety Mike Edwards converting to Satanism and joining the Chiefs. Well, now that we have all that what?
I said a lot to unpack here.
True. A lot to unpack here. And I think we should all start this discussion off quick by saying this. It really does feel like this is the Bucks division to lose. At least to me personally.
I agree. I was about to say that too. This is the Bucks, even with all the nobody departures that they had. I don't want to say nobody. Jordan Whitehead was kind of important to their defense, especially with Antoine Winfield Jr. not being available most of the season. Joe Tryon, Shoyinka, you would have thought you would get a little more from him, especially pairing him up with like when they had their really good edge rushers. Like he was I believe their first round pick in their 2021 draft. You would expect a lot more from him, and now he is exiled to Cleveland. KJ Britt, I forgot he was still in the league. But honestly, their departures really aren't that bad. And I will say this, I thought they had a very, very, very good draft. I like Ibuka, especially since we have no clue what Chris Godwin's gonna look like. I really like Jacob Parrish in the third. I think they got a lot of quality from their draft class. So I agree. I don't have much to say. If I expect the offense to still be good. I expect who knows? Another notable subtraction that we did forget about is they did lose their offensive coordinator.
Oh, true. Liam Cohen going to Duval. But oh no, I definitely agree. Even last year losing Chris Godwin, I think like a third of the way into the season, the fact that this team still won, even though the Falcons started to rebound and get their shit together near the end, it is still quite surprising.
No, they did.
They did.
No,
they did.
Tegan,
they really didn't. They really didn't.
We're not gonna start.
We'll have this later, but yeah, like legitimately. I don't even think that at this point Baker needs a good offensive coordinator to help him out anymore. I think he's gotten enough and has enough like confidence and swagger to where he can just ball out by himself, and this just officially becomes Baker Mayfield's team.
It's gonna be on their coach though. Their head coach is he's done good. But I feel like this is the year where was it more of like his good scheming, or was it because of his great coordinators that he brought in?
Oh, I will say I am interested in, because I have a lot of confidence in this Buccaneers offense for obvious reasons. We've seen what they've been able to accomplish, even with the fact that they are now on. This is going to be their fourth season in a row where they have not fourth season in a row, because 2022 they had Leftwich, he got fired. 2023 was Canellis. Last year was Cohen, and this season is now the offensive coordinator is Josh Grizzard. So that is so the thing is I have a lot of
Grizzard.
Yeah,
okay.
Rizzard.
Rizzler.
It's not better than Rizzy.
We call him the Rizzler.
oh god.
Rizzy's the original Riz Lord.
True. No, that's the OG Riz Lord is the Rizzler.
I do have some faith in their OC because he was their passing game coordinator last year, and as you know, Baker Mayfield was racking up endless amounts of passing yards. So I don't think their offense is going to miss too much of a beat. What does concern me though is their defense, because their defense if you've been noticing for like the past few seasons, their defense has fallen off pretty badly, and that tends to happen when most of the players that you were using, that you had when your defense was good, are leaving, and you still need to replace them, but they still had glaring weaknesses, which is why I like their draft so much, because they had glaring weaknesses in their secondary, and it really showed when Antoine Winfield got hurt. Their passing defense was not good last year. Run defense will always be good because Vita Vea is, well, at least decent, because Vita Vea is an excellent player. But this
Vita Vea is a big wall.
This team, despite them being the favorites for the division, like this is their division to lose. Their ceiling still isn't really that high. Their ceiling for me is about like 10 to 6 wins. I mean, not 10 to 6. 10 to 11 wins. I believe they can do that. But I genuinely believe that the rest of the division, aside from another team we're going to get to, is catching up to them, and they're catching up to them really fast. And and despite having the good draft class that they got, I think their ceiling will always be capped solely because of how the team is built and really their head coach. Because as much as Todd Bowles is like the epitome of the most mid NFL coach in the NFL, and he's not gonna win you games, but he's usually not gonna lose you games either. So the Bucks are gonna. I mean, like I expect the Bucks to do exactly what they did last year, and that's win games, lose games that you're like they lost, and beat up on the bad team, beat the occasional great team for no reason. Like they beat the top 2 seeds in the NFC last year, which is nuts. But I mean, they just have games like that. They're a really weirdly volatile team, and we'll see what happens when Antoine Winfield comes back.
The spirit of Jameis Winston somehow isn't dead in this team. Like, I don't get that. How does a guy that you draft so many years ago somehow maintain somehow maintain how you think this franchise is gonna go? Because, like, I swear, this team is nothing but the air raid offense who does nothing but throw bombs after another, after another, after another, after another.
I will say to that, they also have a great run game though, in Bucky Irving and Rashad White to back him up.
One of the things I really do like about what they did in the offseason was who they took in the first round. I love Mbuka. He, like, from what I was hearing with all, like, in the pre-draft process and even during, like, the commentators' commentary, the comparison that they made was Mike Evans. And if you have a younger Mike Evans ready to replace the Mike Evans you do have, I mean, that's going to pay off very strongly for him. And as recently, like, receivers from Ohio State have been very good. Like, really, really good. You have JSN, who's been outstanding. You have had Marvin Jones Jr., who had a good rookie season. Yeah, there's, like, Ohio State has been a great school for wide receivers.
What were you gonna say, Valente?
I think the spirit of Jameis Winston's still there because I think Bruce Arians is still involved with the organization in some way, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, he does. I believe he's the president of football operations. I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong.
It's something.
He's the senior advisor to the general manager.
I see. Okay.
I see. Gotcha. So he's basically not like a GM, but he's kind of like telling the GM, "Hey, you're in charge, but if you did this, I'm just saying, man, you might have."
He's just offering his recommendations. He's just saying what needs to be said. I will say about the Buccaneers though, because I feel like the thing that a lot of people, when they have their questions about Tampa Bay and how far this team can go, because I think most people with how many years the Buccaneers have just been able to overcome everything and win the South, most people are fairly confident that this team is going to win the division. It's more becoming a question with Tampa Bay is how far can this team go? And when you have someone like Todd Bowles as head coach, who I don't think's a bad coach, but as Chris said, he's really the definition of mid. He really is just a mediocre head coach. And there's some things where it's like, I don't think it's his fault, though I do think moments where, like, I don't know, leaving Chris Godwin in garbage time to get hurt, that was not great. That was not a great moment for him. But the thing that does concern me, really the main thing that concerns me about this Bucs team, as mentioned earlier, is the defense, because it really felt like last season in particular, the Bucs defense took a big step back, and there's still, a lot of talent on this Bucs defense, no denying that. But it really felt like the Bucs were giving up a lot more points on defense than they usually do. And most importantly of all, it felt like the defense could not make a clutch stop last season if their lives depended on it. Because the biggest problem that I have with Tampa Bay, especially looking at last season, is the fact that they lost so many close games. Like, it felt like whenever the Buccaneers were in a one-score game, it would always feel like the defense would just implode, or someone on the offense not named Baker Mayfield, because Baker really did no wrong in these games. Like, he did no wrong in these clutch situations. Someone else on the offense would fuck up, and the Bucs would end up losing. And that really was one of the biggest stories with Tampa Bay last season. They couldn't win close games.
True. Not to mention, too, if you look back at their last schedule, they were 4-6 going into the bye at that point. Granted, they came off teams like the Chiefs, San Francisco, a rival game, and not to mention, too, Baltimore as well. Like, legitimately, those are hard games to win. They started off 4-2, ended up going 4-6, and then ended the season 10-7. This team is all about streaks. And I think the matter of the fact is, I don't think it matters if Todd Bowles is good or not, because this team is MLB playoffs. Like, it is legitimately the best way to describe this team, because the only way you win, like, the World Series in the MLB playoffs is if you go on a streaky run. You have to just be good for a weirdly long period of time, and no one quite knows how you're doing. Well, they have places to point to, but still, you get what I mean. But the issue is... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but the big problem with the Buccaneers is that they really are a benefactor of teams in their division being the Antichrist, for lack of a better term, because in another universe they aren't even in the playoff spot last year because the Falcons don't completely fall off a cliff after starting 6-3.
And you want to know the craziest thing too? Sorry to interrupt, but I was gonna say, you want to know the craziest thing too? They almost beat the Commanders, in which the Commanders fucking put belt to ass to the Lions, and that's the funniest thing about this team. It really doesn't matter what this team does in the regular season. At the first half of the regular season, all that matters is are they going on a streak within the last 3 games? If yes, then okay, they're a threat. If not,
they've done that in back-to-back seasons, because they also did in 2023 too. Started off bad, recovered, and made the playoffs. The only thing is, I disagree on the regular season point, because guess what they did against the Commanders that they had done all season? Lose in a one-score game.
Oh, true.
Very unclutch too. That fumble from Baker was really bad. That completely turned that game around. Yeah. And and it also just really showed how volatile their defense can be sometimes. Because there was plenty of times where the Commanders could have scored in the red zone. I'm pretty sure the Commanders were 1 for 3 on 4th downs during that game. They were close 4th downs too, 4th and 1s, 4th and 2s, and they just couldn't convert in the red zone as well. And the Buccaneers they're really just a very volatile team and a very streaky team. And I expect more of that this season, because they really lack a lot of consistency. Offensively, especially defensively. I don't, as much as I do like Jacob Parrish and Benjamin Morrison, I don't like how they're banking on two rookie cornerbacks to try and elevate their already shaky secondary.
Well, trial by fire in that case. You're gonna get burnt in that case, but regardless, you have a guy who can burn cornerbacks who are in year 8 of their league and have been doing this shit for a long time. So it's really just a trial by fire situation. And I was gonna bring up your point. You want to know something that Tampa Bay really didn't do last year? They didn't really intercept the ball, and I get that their secondary was bad, but 7 interceptions on the year is absolutely abysmal. Not to mention, too, I believe they were like one of the worst teams in terms of takeaways last year. Like they were not that good.
The defense really took a step back. Really took a step back. And again, like I don't want to be that guy, but they really shouldn't have won their division last year. The Falcons starting 6-3, and then the way that the rest of their season went is something we'll get to later.
Yeah, but Valencia, is there anything you want to talk about with the Buccaneers?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you're saying. It's their division to lose, and Todd Bowles is kind of like the middle of the pack coach, and that's not even saying it in a bad way either. He can get things done. He's not really going to lose you anything. He's not going to win you anything, but he does just fine to, make it every season. And it does really depend on how the other teams are. And yeah, I do think that they brought in a good draft class. I love their running back room. I don't hate Tampa Bay as much as people want me to, or as much as Tampa Bay fans would want me to, I guess. But they do have a really solid team, and it's not complete, but they are kind of like the clubhouse, front runners for the division right now.
That's last important thing I want to mention about the Buccaneers is that they lost Tristan Wirfs to injury. That could be a really big hit for their offense, especially with their offensive line was already kind of shaky last year too. That was another thing that I didn't mention. Them losing Nick Jensen last year, and now Tristan Wirfs is going to be out. I don't know what that offensive line is going to look like. Their offense could also potentially take a little bit of a step back too. Even though I am saying that it is like on paper, I can't even really say on paper, like in theory, the Buccaneers division to lose, there is still a very solid chance that like Atlanta or God forbid Carolina you can honestly make some magic happen. But this is the Buccaneers division to lose. They're probably the most complete team in this division. They're a good team. I don't expect them to be under 500 by the end of the year, barring like something crazy happening. They got good quarterback play. They just continue to make great offensive coordinators. I don't know how they do it. I expect their new guy to also be really good. And that's all I feel like that's all I need to say about the Bucs. I don't know if anybody else has anything more to add to the Buccaneers.
Jugger, Usam, you might as well just continue your shitty bit, Jugger. What's the horse?
It's a great bit. What do you mean, shitty bit? This is the bit that I look forward to!
We love our Goo Goo babies in this chat, don't we, folks?
Oh, hell yeah. This is the best bit, man! Come on, what are you blaming him for? What are you blaming him for? This is the best bit.
Please enlighten me.
The fucking horse, the horse girl gotcha game everyone's talking about.
You know what? They get Ogori cap for the horse. Why? I'm not entirely sure, aside from, I guess they're just kind of likable, slightly underdogs, at least compared to the other playoff teams. But anyway, again, what we were all saying, this team has to be healthy if they want to go anywhere. And 9 times out of 10, you run this season, they're gonna win the NFC South because who else wants it?
Nobody. All right. What did we do? Floors and ceilings yet, or not
No,
yet?
not yet. I will go.
Alright.
I will go first because mine will take the shortest. Simply put, the ceiling of the team is 10-7 because I can't trust them to win anything more than 11 games. But their floor is 7-10 because I can't trust them to lose more than 10 games.
I'm just gonna ditto that opinion.
Yeah, I think ceiling 10, floor 7. I think that's you're in the right ballpark with that one. Yeah, I
Actually,
think I'm gonna agree with that.
I'm gonna be a little nice to the Bucks. For ceiling, I'm gonna go 11 wins.
I'm putting you on Twitter.com and calling you a Bucks truther now.
No,
I mean, hey.
no, don't do that now. But
Hey, I might
Bucks
feel
Oh.
17-0 will be.
I could
safe
see
for
them. I could see them going, 11-6. Being, I don't really remember what their schedule looks like. I know it is a first place schedule, obviously, but they handled it well. They've had a first place schedule for the last 2 seasons, so I could see it.
Do you guys want to
11-6.
run down? Do you guys want to run down their schedule?
I can real quick.
I mean, I have it in front of me right now. So, this is a season Okay, I guess this is the early season prediction for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But before I do this, I'll give my ceiling and floor. My ceiling for this team is an 11. I think they can be an 11-6 team. Like if everything goes smoothly, I expect them to be around like 10, 11 wins. Their floor, however, could be 7 or 6. I don't think they're bad enough to really bottom out, but I could see it like a 7-10 season. Like if the defense doesn't improve, losing Tristan Wirfs really hurts the offensive line, and it messes and it messes up Baker, and like God forbid he gets injured, because I actually do like Baker as a quarterback. He's not top 5, unlike some crazy person in here says that he is.
Baker's top 5, but we'll have this argument another day.
Dad, Baker is not a top 5.
We can have another day, but he's not a top 5
QB.
Come on, man!
I thought for some reason I got fucking dyslexic for a moment. I thought I said top 10. I thought he meant top 10, so that's why I said Baker's top 5. No, I meant Baker's top 10. He's top 5 in the NFC.
Misinput.
You put him in your top 5. I'm calling you out. You put him in your top 5.
Calling me out.
I'm calling you out. You put him in him in the top 5. That's a little crazy.
I can't wait till we get to the Falcons one, because it's just going to be Chris harassing me for my one bad take that I had about 9 months ago.
Because it made no sense.
We'll get to that.
It makes no sense now. But we can get to that. But before we do that, let us run down our season prediction, our record prediction for the Buccaneers. Okay, week 1, they are going to be in Atlanta against the Falcons.
Loss.
Okay. I want a round table. I want a round table before.
Let me pull up.
They lose in heartbreaking fashion.
Let me see.
I think
in Atlanta, I'm gonna say loss.
This is a lot of people are saying loss. I think they could win this game. They're favorites in this game.
Oh no, listen. Here's the problem. We'll get to that with the Falcons. I think any game in this genuine. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say this for all the teams. Any team in this division can win against another team. I'm going to say that any team can win against any team in this division. It is just how are they feeling that specific day. I only say loss because we swept the Bucks last year. But any team can win anything. So you know what? But I'm gonna say loss only because of home field advantage.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking at the schedule right now. The schedule is kind of insane. All right, week 2, they go into Houston to face the Texans.
Win.
Toss up. That's a toss up.
That's another toss up. Like a lot of the games on the schedule are very much toss up games. But I feel like they can. I feel like they can.
On Monday Night Football too.
I think.
I trust Monday Night Tampa Bay. They're fucking freaky on Monday night.
I'm gonna say win because I don't know if Stroud is gonna like lock back in or he just was he's still EP. So I'm gonna say
team sucks.
I'm gonna say a loss or no, a win.
I think they could lose. They could very well lose this game, but I'll give them a win. Week 3 against the Jets at home. That should be a win.
Easy win.
That should be a win.
That's a win.
That's
a win.
And then things get a little tough because the next week they are at home against the Eagles.
I say.
Oh
loss.
no, that's an easy win. Philly doesn't play well early in the season.
I say
they
loss.
own the Eagles really badly.
It's a win because they know how to beat the Eagles.
I think it's a win, and we're gonna see what Nick Sirianni does with the Eagles after a Super Bowl win. Because if you remember the previous Doug Peterson, when he won the Super Bowl, the team, the hunger for the team wasn't the same after that. It was noticeably very different. So I wonder what their motivation will be like this go around. But yeah, I could see Tampa Bay beating Philly. Even if this game wasn't Philly, I would say I'd give this one to Tampa.
I think the Bucks own the Eagles, and it's in Tampa. Yeah, give me the Bucks.
I'm gonna say Philly. Just
real quick.
Next week we got Week 5 in Seattle.
I'm gonna say win. Nope.
I think they lose that game.
I'm gonna say loss.
I think they lose that game.
I think Sam. You know what, chat? I think Sam Darnold locks in. I think Sam Darnold.
Look, Tampa Bay doesn't do good on West Coast time. Like they just don't.
Really though, like Tampa Bay beat the Rams in spectacular fashion.
I think back to the fucking Broncos game last year, and it's like I can't trust this team on the West Coast. They'll beat those teams, and then lose to teams that they should beat.
I don't think that game was in Denver though.
Yeah, it was.
In Tampa. No, it was in Tampa.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind. I'm an idiot then.
It was a 1 o'clock game. It was a 1 o'clock game. It was in Tampa.
I'm gonna say.
Oh, my bad.
I say they lose. They lose.
I think it's a loss also because I think Mike McDonald is an infinitely better coach than Todd Bowles is. But and then Week 6 they have the 49ers at home.
Win.
This could also be a loss. I think they lose this game.
Yeah. I think that's a win.
I think they lose this game.
I don't know how healthy the Niners are back to full recovery status because they were not good last year.
Granted, they did lose to the Niners last season, but I do think they win this
I
time.
think Tampa Bay at home. I think Tampa Bay wins this.
They lost to the 49ers at home. I don't think they haven't beaten the Niners in like the 2020s. I think.
I don't know how well the Niners are like because the Niners lost their 2 top wide receivers, right? So.
No, Ayuk is still here. Just hurt.
Oh yeah, I'm still saying.
He should be back for the season though.
I mean,
the 49ers are.
All I'm saying is, if they clamp down Kittle, what are they gonna do? Like, how is McCaffrey like about to be back to peak form or whatnot?
He was also hurt last year, so
yeah,
I mean, who knows? Roundtable playing the Buccaneers. So this is, I believe, we are sitting at 4-2 right now, and now they have another Monday night game. I believe this is Monday night.
Yep, it is against Detroit
at
Detroit.
In Detroit.
I say, it's at Detroit. I say it's a loss. I think only because it's in Detroit.
Yeah.
I think Detroit. I don't think Detroit had a fluke season last year. I think if they get better, I still think Detroit can go on a gauntlet run. So I think their window is still a little bit open. So I'm saying that is a loss. I say that's a loss to Tampa Bay.
It's just
up next.
All right, but we're not talking about the Lions. Next up, we have a random 4 o'clock game against the Saints.
That's a Saints win. That's at New Orleans. That's a Saints win.
No, you know what?
Hate to break it to you, buddy.
Toss up. That's a toss up.
No.
This is not a toss-up game. I think the Buccaneers beat them.
I'll personally say this. For some reason, in division games, we never win at home unless it's the Panthers.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
Falcons we beat in Atlanta. Yeah. Tampa, when we beat them, it's usually in Atlanta, so I wouldn't give that.
That's what I'm saying. I think they split the series, but I think they win on the road. So this is a Tampa Bay win.
I think the Bucks are sweeping the Saints. I think they are. I think they're so much of a better team.
I can see it.
I could see it. Only because I don't know how I think the Saints are on the decline instead of the incline, like or I think the Saints are on the down while the Panthers are going the up.
We are.
So.
How can the Panthers already beat? We'll get into that later.
We're not at the Saints yet, but I'm gonna give you a spoiler. They are the worst team in the NFL.
Oh yeah, I would say I think they're bottom in the division.
I don't agree with that.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to the Saints, but I think
they're
bottom 2.
We'll get to it, yeah, but I don't agree with it.
I think the Buccaneers are going to win this game.
Like I said, I don't think bottom of the NFL, but I used to do this.
Where do you have a bye week?
We'll get to New Orleans.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna win this game. Well, I don't know what everyone else says. I think they win.
Yeah. Up next, we have a bye week, and then afterwards, I think we can all just unanimously say that it's at New England against the Patriots. That's an easy Tampa Bay win.
In Tampa Bay, but yes, they win.
Yeah, they win.
Yeah.
It's in Tampa. It's in Tampa. They should win that game. But next week after that is in Buffalo against the Bills.
Oh, loss.
That's
No.
That's an L.
L.
No.
In
That's a
Buffalo,
loss.
L.
in Buffalo, I think that's an L.
Yeah, so they are sitting at
November in Buffalo. November. Them bitches gonna be cold. It's gonna be 20 degrees there.
They have a really interesting they have a really interesting stretch here because these are all losable games. And then after that they have a Sunday night game against the Rams.
Now Sunday night Baker, I don't trust.
Oh, I don't know how well the Rams are like structurally. What would the Rams make?
They're
the
pretty
playoff?
good. They're
Did
very
they make
damn
the
good
playoffs
actually.
last year?
They did.
Who did
Yeah.
they lose to?
They were the only team. They were the only
Eagles.
team to give I'm saying they're the only
But they
team
were
to
close.
give
They
the
were
Eagles
close
run
with
for
the
their money.
Eagles. They were close to the Eagles. This is a Tampa Bay loss then.
Yeah, they're gonna lose
Yeah.
games. So they're sitting at 6-6 right now.
True. Up next, Arizona Cardinals win.
Team.
Moving forward.
No, you know what? No, I'm gonna
Team.
say, because Arizona's been the trap game masters. This is a Tampa Bay loss. I think this is
Not even a top game. I think the Cardinals are actually a pretty good team.
I think this is. I think the Cardinals will sneak up and beat them. So this is a
I
Tampa
think
Bay
the Cardinals.
loss.
I think the Cardinals win this game.
Yeah.
Dude, didn't the Cardinals upset a team last year and like a year before that? Like the Cardinals have been sneaky trap games that they will find a way to win.
They are a good trap team.
They're a
Very
really good
good.
trap team, and their team just their team as a whole just vastly improved. I think I genuinely believe they have a chance to win their division this
Listen,
year.
they
But
will be
again,
under.
that's-
Listen,
that's
they
a
may
story for another time.
they may be under
I think
500,
the
but they
Cardinals
will.
lose.
They may be under 500, but they will ruin someone's season. I feel like, and that may be Tampa Bay. So this is a Tampa Bay L.
I would say also a L. I don't know what anyone else thinks.
Home against the New Orleans Saints.
That's a win.
And
Win. They're not going. They're sweeping them. They're not going 6-8 at this point. They're going to sweep them.
Who
This
are
is
we
7-6.
saying?
At home against the Saints.
I say this is a win because I said last time they lost, so I said this is a win.
Yeah. Up next, we have the Atlanta Falcons on Thursday Night Football.
and the
loss.
creamsicles.
Creamsicles. They're notoriously bad when they wear the creamsicles.
Oh,
I'm gonna say an L because we swept them last year. I'm saying a L.
I think they split with Atlanta.
I think
Same
that the Bucks probably this is where the Bucks get streaky.
All
I
right.
think the Bucks probably
Chad,
win this game.
I'm saying this right now. Spencer is updated, so get ready to get flashbanged by our next stuff.
Blinding. Blue.
Which is funny.
Panthers are up next.
Which is funny.
Wrong
because-
slide.
No, again,
That's
that's
a
what I
very
said.
interesting team.
That's
but
why I
let's
said.
get-
That's why I
let's get
said
through
they're
the-
gonna be last because I had to do something. All right, now
Gotcha,
go back.
gotcha.
Go back.
Let's get through the rest of their schedule. We have in Carolina. So sitting at 8-7 right now. In Carolina.
Loss. Just because again, I think Carolina will be
I think
that
they win that
annoying
game.
team. Will be
Yeah.
that annoying team to upset your season. They almost beat the what's it called, Chiefs last year in Carolina. So
They
you
did.
know what?
Almost beat the Eagles
By the
too.
They did get swept by the Buccaneers last year.
But I think
That's true.
I do think Carolina's on the up and I think Bryce Young said I'm not a bad quarterback, but I'm gonna be a pretty decent, at least at the end of the season. I think at least.
I think Tampa Bay is going to split with Carolina.
Yeah,
personally.
I think the Buccaneers. I think the Buccaneers sweep them again. Honestly, I think the Bucs sweep them again. So this is 9-7, and now they are in Miami.
In Miami,
That is
fucking
another win.
easiest Buccaneers win of my life.
Another win. So
They win.
I believe they are 9-7 right now. They're 9-7.
Yeah, they're
And-
beating Carolina as the last game of the season.
Yeah,
Yeah, so 10-7. Yeah, so 10-7. I think they can finish that. Their middle part of the season is kind of
After
nasty.
the bye, they got a little bit of I feel like either a really easy game or trap games or like hard games. Let me say trap games or hard games after the bye. I feel like I feel like the Cardinals are like the trap Grim Reaper. Like I feel like this should be an easy dub, but then the Cardinals will do something to just be like, haha, get wrecked actually, Lamau.
Right.
Fair.
Well,
Moving on to our next team.
Yeah, I didn't
who's
get
our
to do.
next team?
Sorry before that. Floors and ceiling for me. 7 is the floor. 11.
Oh, I guess I
ceiling.
didn't say mine. I guess at least 11, and then floor is like, floor is 7 as well. Yeah, I think a little bit under 500.
I'm not gonna lie, looking at that schedule, I'm changing my floor from 7 to 5. That schedule is kind of nasty in the middle.
Yeah. Luke, you already gave yours too, right?
Yes, I'm gonna stand with my ceiling being 10 and then the floor being 7. I agree,
Sounds
but I'm
good.
gonna stick with that.
All right. Up next we have. Up next we have. Oh, fuck off! The Atlanta Falcons. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
I told you this was what I set out. What the plan was.
God. Get that fucking horse
You
off my
just
screen
noticed
while we're
that?
doing this.
That's been there.
No,
ever since...
I've noticed it for a while. Shush.
How have you
Anywho.
not noticed that? I noticed that.
I have, you mother. Let me do my thing. Up next, we have Leonard Floyd, edge rusher from San Francisco, former Chicago Bear. One of the greatest names in the game, Divine Diablo, linebacker from the Raiders. Morgan Fox, defensive tackle. And then we have Jordan Fuller, safety, defensive tackle from the Chargers, and Jordan Fuller, safety from the Panthers, so he's switching sides. Up next, we have edge rusher and slash linebacker from Georgia, Jalen Walker. Hopefully he doesn't get into a car anytime soon. Up next, we have edge rusher that they traded up to get from the Tennessee, James Pierce Jr. I have conflicting thoughts about that trade. Up next, we have another keystone for that Notre Dame defense this year. Safety Xavier Watts from Notre Dame, respectively. From Oklahoma, Billy Bowman, safety. And then lastly, they get the random white guy who's going to turn into an All-Pro on the offensive line, Jack Nelson from Wisconsin. And then last but not least, subtractions, Grady Jarrett, defensive tackle, his ass is going straight to Chicago. Also, I don't think that's Grady Jarrett. I don't think he ever played for the Texans. Up next, after that, we have Nate Landman, linebacker, and he's going to LA. Lucky. Up next, we have Drew Dahlman, center, going to the Bears as well. Up next, we have a guy who's homeless, Matthew Judon, edge rusher. And then up next, we have another former Chicago Bear, Eddie Goldman, going to the Washington Commanders. He's a nose tackle, too. All right. Now that we have that all out of the way, Saints fans, attack. I'm casting attack on you. Say mean things about the Falcons.
We are so far superior. We are so much better than the Saints. It's not even funny. Well, go ahead.
Why?
I'll put it this way. I can't speak on the state of the Saints. I know I came on here last season, and I was a little bit down on them. Right now, I am kind of like in this wave of I don't know what the hell could happen. I expect nothing. So, I mean, completely new coach, completely new quarterback, things are looking different. I don't know what to expect out of Kellen Moore. But I will say, I remember coming on here last year and talking about Raheem Morris. And I will say, I think I was right.
You were. Raheem Morris, if it wasn't for the Cowboys doing the funniest shit ever, I think he'd be the worst coach in the NFL easily. Matt Eberflus got fired. This man's officially in 31st place.
Brian Callahan.
I will say,
He said 31st.
I will give them their credit. All right.
I don't think he was that.
Their draft class is really good. I really did like their draft class. I don't think they really missed. I love Jalen Walker, but unfortunately he's going to be getting strapped down by Kelvin Banks for, the next 4 years. Hilarious. And personally, if there is anything I can say about the Saints, I do think our O-line has significantly improved. from at least the week 1 side of things. I think it is looking decent.
Why are we talking about this team? We shouldn't be talking about New Orleans. We're talking about the
Yeah.
Falcons. We haven't gotten
You know what? You're right.
Let's talk about Atlanta. Right?
You're right.
Let's talk about Atlanta.
I'm gonna give the Falcons their props. You're right. Their draft class is pretty good. I do like really enjoy it.
He hates the Falcons so much that he's shifting the conversation to the Saints. So
let's get down. Let's get down.
You said Saints fan attack.
Yeah, sorry, you did initiate this, you instigator. Of course, I can't say that. Oh my god.
This is this team is very interesting. I think the Falcons are a very, very interesting team. I was extremely critical and low on their offseason until the draft came around because I thought that they essentially just they signed a bunch of depth pieces and getting rid of Grady and Jarrett and keeping what's his name, David Onyemata made no sense. Still doesn't make sense to this day. Losing Nate Landon, not mad about that. He was slow as dirt. He was very slow. Good tackler, but very slow. Drew Dahlman, we'll see we'll see how good he really is when he's not playing right next to the best guard in the NFL. Matthew Judon was a massive disappointment, and I don't even know if Eddie Goldman played a snap on the Falcons. That's how little he did. Justin Simmons, he picked off Patrick Mahomes. That's cool. But
I think
as Lance said, I thought the Falcons had a phenomenal draft class. That's the only reason that they found a way to get me somewhat excited for the season because I thought they had a top 3.
They drafted
I legitimately
defense.
think they had a top 3 draft class in the NFL.
I was legitimately shocked when they drafted a defensive. It's like, oh my god, they drafted a defensive player with their first with their first round pick, and then they kept getting defense.
Doubled down.
Listen,
Nick, how do I break these guys' hearts real quick?
Well, you know what, Tegan? How about you shut up for a bit, dog?
Talk about the trade. Talk about the James Pierce trade. Go ahead.
I don't hate the fact that the Falcons traded it up for defense. I'm going to say that out now. I think that getting Jalen Walker was a great pick. I was not very high on James Pierce Jr. going out. And I think trading up to get him instead of risking him falling into the second round when Princely Umenamian, a guy who is a way more physical talent and can really get off, I really think I like the idea of trading him. I don't like James Pierce Jr. as a prospect. He is a fucking lightweight and will get thrown around by the average offensive tackle. He will die.
I think the thing that I like the aggressiveness of the Falcons this draft, but it's more of I don't like what they spent to get back into the first round, they sent the Rams a first round pick.
I agree.
That is the one thing that I didn't like. Because if the Falcons have a bad season, you gave the Rams a top 10 pick so you could just move back into the first round. I don't like that. I think that's the one thing that could really hamper them in the future if it doesn't pan out.
I wouldn't say hamper them in that. This isn't like a Deshaun Watson kind of thing. Giving up a first round pick next year. Okay, so my thing about the trade is, you're right, I do like the aggressiveness, and I feel like it's a trade they had to make because I think Terry Fontenot knows that this is the year.
Oh yeah, this is
because he knows his job.
This is literally make or break. That's why I'm like, God, being ignorant is so fun because I don't know who these people are. So I just see the position and go, good job. I literally think this was like, having being aggressive is what they had to do because this is like, hey, hey, buddy. Let me finish, chat. Listen,
I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. James Pierce was up there, probably he was like a top 3 edge rusher in this class. I did like Mike Green a little more, but
he's kind of he's a tugs on collar, grits on t-shirt kind of player right now with all those allegations out on him.
Yeah, Exactly.
Well, we
But
were
James
we were
Pierce
pursuing
James Pierce
Deshaun
had really good
Watson,
production.
So like, I
Like,
don't think
James-
allegations meant that much. Not gonna lie. Not well, it matters, but like we were going for Deshaun Watson, so allegations is not like too like detriment.
He got 2 back-to-back, dog. It's
Like,
kind of rough.
James Pierce had really good production in Tennessee, especially against those, against great SEC competition. So we'll see what happens with them. Like, the trade is very risky, very, very much a risky trade, but I feel like a lot of it really banks on how the Falcons do this season, and I do expect them to hopefully finish above 500. They should finish above 500.
They should win the division
this year.
They should.
Honestly, they really should win their division.
I think this is no.
I think they have.
Let me phrase it.
I think they have the highest ceiling out of any team in the NFC.
I think this is legitimately. I think this division is a failure if they don't win a playoff game. I'm not saying world. I'm not saying championship, but I'm saying a. It's like this.
Wouldn't go that far. That's a little dilute.
No.
I'm gonna be honest. You need to make the
think-
playoffs first.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
you need to make the damn
No,
playoffs.
that's what I mean. But it's like, come on, like you guys had like the past like since Mariota, you've had like the chance to win the division.
Not really.
Like-
not with Desmond.
No. Every most of the season came down to like the few last games. Like since Mariota and Ritter were splitting, like it was like there was a chance. Now we were gonna get absolutely pummeled if we won the division. But
I need you to understand how
there.
bad those Falcons teams were.
I know. I watched the same games as
those
you.
7-win Falcons teams should not have won 7 games. I'm gonna be so like
No,
they
I
were
know.
really running off of magic pixie dust
Listen.
like 2023 and 2022.
Again, I see it. I watched the same games. I'm just saying, just based on just watching, I'm like you so could have. It could have been a fake chance, but you so could have.
The infighting.
I don't think so. Like, and in hindsight, it's me wearing my hindsight glasses, for sure. But that team was really bad.
Oh no,
those teams were really,
listen. Yeah,
really
they
bad.
were. They were. I feel okay. You know what? I think really last year.
It was
the
last
year
year.
before. Last year, I think last
No,
year.
it was really just last year. For me, it was really last year.
No, 100% was last
year.
year.
Like last year for the Falcons was kind of inexcusable because starting 6-3 and then losing all the games they did in the fashion that they did really blew my mind.
Like,
and I don't think that it was all Raheem Morris. I think a lot of the blame has to deal with the defense falling off a cliff.
Yeah, the
and
defense, like
Kirk Cousins for some reason being the worst quarterback in the league. Like he single-handedly lost the Falcons that game against the Chargers. He was very bad against.
That's the thing. I'm still even with Kirk Cousins. I still don't know why we didn't just bet. I know you probably didn't want to put the rookie like in at a tough situation, but Jesus Christ, I think after game 2, you've been like, hey, let Penix get the start, like, and you come up and like chill, dog. Cause like not go from like balling out throwing touchdowns to just not throwing touchdowns at all, like barely making 200. Like, hey buddy, you wanna like be better?
Okay, so I don't know if this is new, but 13 minutes ago, Adam Schefter posted about Darnell Mooney being out for a while.
That's why the Falcons signed DJ Chark. That makes so much sense now. That's another addition that you forgot.
DJ Chark.
They signed DJ Chark today or yesterday. So that makes sense if Darnell Mooney's going to be out for. Dang.
How long?
This might be a little. He might be out for this.
Yeah, I just see it. Yeah, he's out for a few weeks, though. Has a shoulder injury.
I'm sorry, though. I will say this. The fact that saying, oh, it's fine, we got DJ Chark, it just reeks of the bunch of Bears fans at the start of, like, the 2022 season being like, hey, man, we got Byron Pringle. Remember him on the chart?
Yeah, we've seen that story before.
Yeah, I'm sorry. DJ Chark is just one of those guys who is just... He had a heyday in his past, but I do get what you're saying. I did want to talk about this defense, though, and the one surprising thing that I do really like about this, and I think Nick can vouch for me in this, Divine Diablo is a hell of a linebacker, dude. He is fucking great. The only reason why he isn't really, like, one of the mainstays on that Raiders team is because Max Crosby exists, but they got a fucking steal in him.
Ooh.
He's fast.
We're getting a
Yeah, he is
match
very
at
fast.
SummerSlam,
I mean,
Chad? We're-
Divine Diablo is someone who I feel like if the Falcons can really get this defense like playing at a respectable level, because that defense was shit last season, at the very least get to a respectable level. If they can unlock something in Divine Diablo, they could have something here, because I mean, it felt like he always had potential with the Raiders, but just really could never, he really just couldn't fully reach that. And considering the Raiders' turmoil over the past couple of years, it's not the most shocking result. So hopefully for him, he can see better results in Atlanta.
I think a lot of people. Another thing about the James Pierce trade that I do want to talk about is I think a lot of people really don't understand how bad the Falcons defense was last year. They were a defense that was strung together by glue and tape, and the glue and tape was AJ Terrell and especially Jesse Bates. Jesse Bates is like early on in the season masked how truly dreadful the Falcons defense was. They had by far and away the worst pass rush in the league last year.
Yeah, pass.
It was either them or the Patriots, if I like off the top of my head. But this was another season. Like this was like the sixth season and like the sixth or seventh season in a row where the Falcons had a bottom 3 pass rush in the league.
That's why I'm so glad they went and got they drafted the people on the line, because it's like, yeah, no, we just don't touch the quarterback, and that's like really annoying. It's like the quarterback can like stand in the pocket. Like it's like, dude, the Falcons are bad at getting sacks. Like whatever coverage, whatever decent like coverage, but like getting to the quarterback was one of their main issues that they like. That I'm glad that they at least addressed. Now whether people pan out or not, that's to be solved. But like I think addressing the issue, that the issue is there, because I feel like the past few years they haven't addressed the issue like at all. But now they are, so I have faith in that. I'm like, okay, they know that this is an issue that they probably should like lock in for. I think so.
Really crazy. Like Atlanta's defense was, very, especially during the middle of the season, very very bad. Like that. A part of it was because Jimmy Lake was a terrorist, and he did not play to the player's strength, the defensive strengths at all. And you can see it especially after during post bye, how much better the defense played because Raheem Morris knows what he's doing, at least defensively. Like the defense played a lot better, but it was very untimely for them, right? And that's why I like this draft class so much, and why I said it was like a top 3 draft class in the league. Because even their undrafted free agents, I feel like 2 of them could genuinely make an impact on this team. Kobe Bryant, I think that's his name.
Kobe Bryant, he died like 5 years ago, dog. Get over it.
I do not remember his full name. I believe it was Kobe Bryant.
Cornerback from Kansas.
That's his name. Cornerback from Kentucky. He was a undrafted free agent that was supposed to be a mid-round draft pick, and another undrafted free agent that they got, which I think that he can also be productive on the offense, is Nick Nash, who was the triple crown winner for the NCAA last season.
Nash
as wide receiver. Yeah, Nick Nash.
Peak.
He's wide receiver from San Diego State. I think it's. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
San Jose State.
San Jose State.
We're big Nick Nash fans here at the Sickos.
He is older. He's 26, but he was the triple crown. He was a triple crown winner for the NCAA last year, so he could also very very well be productive for Atlanta in the offense this year. Not like, I don't think he's gonna be like getting crazy PT, but he should he should be there. But this team, it's not solely reliant on, but this team goes as far as Michael Penix takes them. And if he plays like he did in Week 18, this team could genuinely be a threat in the NFC, especially if the defense makes the leaps that we expect it to make.
Like, if there's a sample size that I really like that I saw, what Michael Penix showed us in the 3 weeks that he played showed that there's a lot of promise, and I'm really happy because That's a Washington Huskies product, and I'm a Huskies fan. So it's all this is nice. So, you know.
And I know 3 weeks. It was also because I know, and I'm sure the Falcons fans can clarify this for me, but I remember hearing like for the majority of the season, Penix really wasn't even like practicing like with the first squad guys. So it really was just those 3 weeks he was figuring out like the chemistry
I'm pretty sure
between
he was drafted.
the guys on the field.
With the second team. He was not getting first team reps.
He's playing with the second team, and it's really crazy how even despite playing with the second team, he immediately found great chemistry with Drake London.
I'm saying 5 to 9, bro. 5 to 9 is. I'm saying that now, bro.
I'm saying 9 to 5. First of all, 9 to 5 is an incredible nickname that will make that will feed families.
Yeah, 9 to 5 will feed families.
But Drake London, when he was playing with Michael Penix, was looking like a top 5 receiver in the league.
He was so good with Penix.
And let's talk about it. Let's talk about this Atlanta Falcons offense, because this offense could legitimately be.
I hate
top
this.
5.
Yeah,
They could be a top 5, top 3 offense in the league, depending on how good Michael Penix plays, because they are.
No. Listen, here's the thing.
They are rooted with talent. There's so much talent.
Top 10, yeah. Top 10, yeah.
No, I can see it. I can actually. I can see top 5.
No, they can definitely be a top 3. They can definitely be a top 3.
No, I think
top 3 is going to be reserved to 3 teams only. And that's Baltimore, Buffalo, and fucking the Rams. Those are going to be the only 3.
Rams?
You're telling me the Falcons can't. You're telling me the Falcons can't have a equal offense. Again, this is probably their ceiling. Like, if everything goes right and Michael Penix plays
top 5, top 3.
If Michael Penix plays like he did Week 18 against the Panthers, like say he plays like that all year, this team can be the Falcons can be a top 3 offense in the league.
No, top 5, yeah. Top 3, no.
I think there's
just things that other teams do better.
I think they're balanced. I think they're balanced.
I think it goes down to a coaching thing at that point, and I trust the coaches on those staffs more than I trust the coaches on this staff.
No, I'm just saying the
coaching has to go
is
into
there.
play.
Like the potential is there. The potential is there. Like it. Like listen, good running game. Like good running game.
They have
good running game. Good, like pretty good wide receivers. You know, like if Penix can manage, not saying he doesn't even have to be Peyton Manning, bro. He just has to be like Baker Mayfield, like. Or just Penix
doesn't play like that. What I saw from him last season,
I guess I meant more like he doesn't have to be like the greatest of all time, but he has to be a dude that he will do the grind and whatnot. He doesn't have to put the team on his back. Let's say he doesn't. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna play him safe next year. I think they're gonna let him do his thing. I think they're gonna let him gunsling. And I truly do believe if they let him gunsling behind this offensive line, the offense can be very, very good, which is why I was talking about top 3. They have the talent. They have the receiver. They definitely have the running back. They have the offensive line. If the quarterback play is good, if the quarterback play is great, they will be, they have the potential to be a top 3 offense in the NFL.
Let's just say
they'll be a great offense. I will concede to the point they'll be a really good offense if things will get together. I do agree to that.
I think if anything, the Falcons do have the highest potential out of any team in the South.
Their ceiling is very high.
Very high ceiling, but their floor is also a lot lower than Tampa.
I think their floor is lower than the Bucks. I don't think they're lower than any of them.
I think if they don't the ceiling is high, but that floor is low because they can either. I don't know. Listen, I don't know how the team for the past 4 years have been finishing with 7 or 8 wins. How do you do that? Like, how do you constantly be the same?
Last 2023 and 2022, they should have been worse. And 2020, it's really funny because 2023 and 2022 they should have finished with a worse record than 7-10. But last year they should have finished at least over 500.
Yeah, no, they should.
There was no reason
again even if Cousins splits that 4-game decline and I think
they split there, they are in the playoffs. That's what you that's what I need to understand. How bad Kirk Cousins was last year.
If they swept the South,
They split those stupid losses. Like the losses against the Saints in New Orleans after they fired Dennis Allen and the loss to the Chargers was completely inexcusable. Those are two games they should have definitely.
There's like again that 4-game skit like. If like that does not happen, or they actually, because they had the potential to sweep the division. Genuinely, they did. They could have beat every game. They already did Tampa. They could have done New Orleans.
They shouldn't have needed their, and then they ended up losing Week 18 anyways. So
yeah, in a shootout.
Like, again,
shootout. That's why that shootout's the only reason why I have the Panthers, low-key the Panthers over the Saints. But we'll give that shootout.
This man Jimmy Lake had Matthew Judon in coverage. He should be expedited into hell for doing that. But I think this Falcons team
I'm having copium. I don't care.
Has
this
a
team...
lot of potential to do a lot of good things. And honestly, from what I've seen last year, the schedule is harder. It is much harder. I'll say that.
Let me pull it up.
Outright. The schedule this year is much harder.
Well, let's do the schedule.
I think
next,
the schedule is very top heavy.
Since I think that's what we'll probably do this episode. Then we'll do schedules and then floors and ceilings if that's fine with everyone.
That's fine.
Oh, we have an early bye week. This is crazy. We have an early bye week.
Early bye week, and this schedule gets extremely awful after their bye week too. It like their schedule starts rough. I still
think I think looking at it briefly, I think that it's very top heavy, and then we have like middle of the pack road down the stretch. I do agree with you. This is probably a very
I will say this though, all of these games, every single one of these games are winnable. But let's get to it. So
absolutely.
One.
All right. Do you mind if I?
What if we did it? Let's change the game.
Fucking.
No, go ahead. You got it.
I just more or less said it just so we can get everyone on the same page. Plus,
let's just start it.
Getting the ring. Okay, first things first. At home again. At Tampa. At home against Tampa. I think we all said that was a loss.
A win.
We said that's a win.
A win. Yep.
That's a win.
Monday Night Football against the Vikings.
Win. I don't know JJ McCarthy. I honestly.
Sunday Night Football.
I don't know JJ McCarthy. I don't know JJ McCarthy.
JJ McCarthy gets a lot of hype that I will never understand.
I don't.
I could be very wrong, but I think he's a bum.
I think the thing about JJ is that he doesn't do anything that really wows people. I think he's got more of that Alex Smith effect where he just does what's needed to be done. And
we're gonna 5 QB.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing really exciting about JJ, but that's like not necessarily a bad thing. And we're gonna see, Diddy, what have they done in terms of his development? He did miss all of last season, so did he put his nose to the playbook? Did he? What have they done for him?
Yeah, that's what I don't know anything about JJ.
In Minnesota. It's going to be the $1 million question, because if they didn't do jack shit for him, it's going to be a long season for the Vikings.
I still think the Vikings win this game.
If he's done what he's supposed to do and studied the game film, this is gonna be a potential draft class that's gone 6 for 6, and that speaks miles.
This is I think that the Vikings win this game.
Yeah, you know what? I'll give the Vikings that, because I think they.
But honestly, like the Falcons and the Vikings are pretty similar teams.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be an exciting game to watch too.
I think the Vikings.
You got the Washington and Michigan rematch. And this one's on Monday night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Better.
Yeah, no. You know what? I think I'll say this is a loss.
I think the Falcons lose this game. I think the Vikings are just a better coach team.
Yeah,
and I think they're gonna win.
Better coach. Yeah, better coach.
That's fair. At Carolina, week 3.
Win.
They're sweeping them. I don't care.
This is a sweep.
You know what? Bro.
You know what?
That's little bro.
You know what? I'm saying it. They sweep the division. I genuinely, if they lock in. No,
actually,
you know what? No.
I think they split. I think they split against Carolina.
You know what? You're right. No.
They will be playing football games in that division. That's what I will say.
I say 4.
Panthers
I
are
5-1. I'll say 5-1 in the division.
Panthers are little bro, and we're gonna little bro them this season.
I think no.
They're talking crazy this offseason. They're talking crazy this offseason thing, and that they're like trying to make a rivalry when you are not.
It is so fun. Yeah, no. Can we take a brief moment? Sorry, can you take a brief moment and just like talk about rivalries real quick? I find it so funny on Twitter. Like, there's only rivalry in the South is the Saints and Falcons. There's no rivalry between
Yeah.
any other team.
I was about to
rivalry.
say, like, I'm gonna be honest. There's probably one thing that me and him agree on is that no one gives a shit about the Panthers. No one gives a shit about the Bucks.
There's
It's
no
between
rivalry.
us two.
That is
Get the
just
fuck out of it.
That is only.
You're
rivalry.
There's something that I wanted. What was that Secret Base did when they did their deep dive on the Falcons? Something that I really underestimated was just how much Saints fans and Falcons fans fucking hate.
See, because you guys don't understand this.
It's
You
a very
guys don't understand.
underrated rivalry
It's
in
two
there.
sad drunk people in a bar fighting
No.
with each
See,
other,
no.
and
So
the
here's
only
what
reason
you're-
why they hate each other is because they exist.
No, because like here's the thing. You don't because like
Hey, let me interrupt. The Saints have more Super Bowl rings than the Falcons.
I mean, that's cool and all. That's cool and all. Get a ring without killing the opposing quarterback.
do that without.
Get a ring
How
without
about you
giving
don't
to
blow
Tom Brady.
a 28-3 lead against the Patriots?
This would be Hey, this could have been
my
a different conversation.
Drew Brees
if you
never
would've
won
just
an
held the
MVP. Drew Brees has no hardware. None. He has no regular season hardware. He has no MVP.
That's fine.
How about you
That's
get a
fine.
quarterback?
Not Ryan. Not Ryan.
Keep going.
I
Find a quarterback who was starting dog
Ryan,
years.
keep
Okay,
going.
bro. All right, he had dog
hate
years
each other.
going on.
Keep
So
going.
well
Let's
at
keep
night.
going here.
I'm sleeping so well.
Moving
at night,
on. Who do
knowing
the
that-
Falcons play next?
Anyway, I need to do
Falcons-
my horse predictions.
Not yet. You'll
Oh,
get your horse
sorry.
prediction. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Up next, we have the Washington Commanders in Washington.
Where we get our lick back.
Ooh.
Where we get our lick
Yeah,
back.
no, I think they can
We're
win this
losing
game.
the
I
game.
still- I
That's
still
a
think they can
1
win this
o'clock
game.
game, by
Oh,
the
they
way.
win this. They win.
It's a-
We can't beat them.
They win
We
this.
can't beat them. We're losing this game.
I think
I
they
love
win.
Jane Daniels.
I think they win.
I think they lose.
Bye week, Monday Night Football against the Buffalo
You know what,
Bills.
chat?
You're
I'm gonna
eating
say
that
it.
L
Sorry,
with
I'm
pride.
saying this, chat. I will say this.
Yo.
You
The
guys know
Falcons
what?
are fucking winning this game.
No, you guys know
We're
why?
winning
You guys know why this game's? You know why the Falcons are winning this game? Because your boy's gonna be there.
Yes, sir. We're winning
Nick,
this
you're
fucking
gonna be there.
We're
Nick,
beating
you're gonna be there.
We'll be there in Atlanta,
No.
Georgia.
We
Monday
are
Night
beating
Football. We are beating
the
the
Bills.
Bills.
Oh my goodness.
We are beating
We
the
are
Bills.
beating the
We are upsetting the Bills. Monday
No.
Night Football, baby. Give it to me.
No.
We will be.
No.
We will. This will be the upset. They will talk about this they will be talking about this game. They say how week 6 changed. Week 6 did something.
I don't think it's actually crazy to think that we could beat the Bills. I think we match up very well. I think
we
we
hey,
can-
hey,
It'll be a very
hey,
close
we
game.
were
It will be a
handling- you know,
close game.
Again, we were
I
handling
agree. The
with-
Bills can lose to anyone.
We
It
weren't-
is
hey.
fair. The Bills are gonna have that one
If-
game where they kind of like slack off every year.
Hey, we were hanging.
But it's not
we
going
were
to be
hanging-
against Atlanta.
No.
I mean,
we
they
were
could.
We were hanging
Here's the
with
thing: the
Chiefs.
Falcons do play teams close. Like
Yeah,
for
we
as
were playing.
for as frustrating as they are, they play teams
We were
close.
playing.
I can't deny that.
We were hanging against the Super Bowl chance, and both teams in the Super Bowl. We were hanging
beat the
close
Super Bowl
with.
champions.
Yeah.
We beat the
We beat the
Eagles.
Eagles.
That was,
Monday Night
that was
Football.
before the Eagles locked in, but they beat.
And hang
Yeah.
the banner, ladies and gentlemen.
But like, no, genuinely think the upset can happen. I genuinely think we can beat the Bills. Hey,
It's possible.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. This schedule is top heavy because I think all this, I think like Minnesota, Washington, Buffalo. I think those are like the only team. Like, and then the like maybe
Niners.
I don't have faith in the. I don't have that much faith in the Niners in terms of like they're not in the tier.
Okay, I can say who's
You
next.
know what?
troops, I'm going to round you up real quick.
God, what?
We'll be moving on.
I'll give
Up
it-
next, we have the San Francisco 49ers.
They should
Again.
win that game. I'm
Again.
gonna take back what I said about the Bills. They're gonna lose that game close, but they're gonna beat the Niners.
That's fair. I can take that.
I just don't have like high like on expectation on the Niners, and because they're not in that.
This is
tier.
where this part of the schedule is where I can see the Falcons start the streak. They can go on a streak.
Yeah,
here.
no, this is. I just
Up
that's
next-
what I said. These are very like top. These are like this. The schedule's like top heavy.
Up next, we have the Miami Dolphins. Move
Win.
on.
Win.
Sneakily awful team,
Up.
by the way.
True. Up next, we have the New England Patriots at New England.
High key, I
Move
think we lose
on.
that game. High key,
One
I
of the
think we lose.
weird things is I was getting
Oh,
my
I-
haircut
High
today.
key, I think we lose.
There was somebody that was trying, like, with the guys that do my haircut. They're also really good football fans. We work at the pizza shop. They would come by. We talk ball all the time. One of the things that they really mentioned to me, they're trying to hype up the Patriots, and I'm like, I don't know, man.
We'll get to
No,
that.
I
We'll
think-
get to
I
them
think
another
We'll get to
time.
them in another day, but like,
Yeah,
They
we
not
gotta
lose their team.
we gotta hurry this up real quick.
Yeah.
Germany against the Colts.
That's a win.
Yeah, give me a win.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Against Carolina,
That's a win.
I'll give that a win.
That's a win.
At the Saints, give that to the Saints. They always
They're
get
splitting.
one.
They will
Why?
split.
Why? They're not split. We're not splitting. We're
They're
beating them.
splitting. I don't care. They
We
split.
can debate
They
this all day long.
They
We're gonna
split.
split. It's not.
They
It's not
split.
not gonna
They
happen.
split, and it's not even
Fine,
funny. They
fine.
will
Give them a
split.
split.
I hate the Falcons more than I hate the ground, but
All right. We'll give them the split. We'll give them the split.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Up
like-
next we have. Go ahead.
you can argue that all you want. It's gonna be a split. You just choose which way it's gonna go.
All right.
Up next we have the New York Jets.
That's a win.
Move on.
That's a win.
Again at home against the Seahawks.
That's another win.
Falcons
That's
are
gonna
super
be
good.
an interesting one. This one's gonna be more of a toss-up. It really depends from what we see Seattle early on in the year,
And Donald in the
because
tuck.
I'm not even 100% sure Darnold is starting the quarterback. Is gonna be starting the quarterback week 1, which is weird to say, but
starting?
this from what I've
Jalen
seen,
Milroe.
history
There's no
may
way
repeat
Jalen
itself
Milroe.
as they sign a veteran in the offseason, the 3rd round pick ends up starting. I'm not
no
ruling
way.
that
That is
out.
that's
quite
another
yet.
thing we'll get to another time.
Exactly. Sorry, I just
No way.
Seahawks fan.
All good.
Give me
Up
Atlanta
next,
on the Falcons win.
at Tampa Bay, I think they split, but move on
Yeah, they
because
split
this is going too long. Up next
It's
we
only
have
been
the
an hour
Arizona
and
Cardinals.
That's a win.
Yeah. After that, Monday Night Football against the Rams. I think that's a loss.
I think they lose
Late-
that game
late-
too.
Late season Rams are rough, and then they'll lose to they'll beat the Saints at home to finish off. To
Win the
quickly
division.
get things, quickly to get through floors and ceilings to get it real quick. I think the floor of this team is 4 wins. Anything can go wrong with this team. Honestly, I don't trust this, but the potential's there. I'll give them like 11 wins.
I'll go floors 5, but their ceiling is 12.
Floor for them is also like, that's like 4 or 5. Like that's if everything goes wrong. Yeah, like I know I'll go 5 or 6. 5 or 6 floor, 12 win ceiling.
I agree with that. I'll go
13 if
I
not
think,
lower.
yeah, I think ceiling 12. Floor, if everything goes wrong, 5 makes sense.
Ren.
Oh, piss off. 7 is the floor. 14 is the ceiling.
14.
Valencia?
14's a little crazy.
I don't
wouldn't
care.
go that
I
far.
have copium and
Ceiling for the
I'm saying stuff.
Falcons.
14 is a little crazy.
I
I
don't
don't think
care.
they're
I don't care.
That is
14's
copium.
fucking
All right,
Very,
that's
very
okay.
good.
Okay, oh yeah, keep going, keep it going. You guys already spritz. Keep going.
I don't know why you're so pressed for time. It's only
Ceiling, you know,
God, you guys don't
They're-
stay up.
they are a super talented team, so I will give them that. Like they have all the talent. It's just the coaching that's really going to, you know, decide where this goes. So you know, if they could pick up on that side of things, I could see them winning 12 games. But if you know, we all remember the Falcons as they are, the ceiling could be like 4 or 5 wins.
And then
Sounds good.
Jugger, horse and floor and ceiling.
All right. Floor and ceiling. I mean, they could squeeze 11 wins if like everything works, but this feels like an
Where am I at?
8-9 win team, like definition of mid.
Where is it?
And for the
Oh,
horse, let me pull up my horsey spreadsheets. I have 50 million tabs open here. I'm gonna go Diowa Scarlet, mostly because I am a vodka fanboy, and that horse is literally Hitler and Stalin combined. This is all factual and not biased.
Damn.
Up next,
movie.
up next we have the Saints next. I
Oh, we
believe.
didn't even
Yes,
have
we
the
do.
Drake London talk. Oh, that's so sad.
That's for another day. Okay, first
This
things
is
first.
actually-
Additions. He converted to Christ. Safety Justin Reed. Up next, we have from Hell itself, Tennessee, Dylan Redun's guard. Up next, from the former Evil Empire, Devon Gottschalk's defensive end. From the hospital itself, Isaac Yadam, cornerback. From Unk University, Brandon Cooks coming back again. And from How the Fuck Is He Still Here, Cam Akers, running back. Going up next for the draft picks, we have Kelvin from Texas, Kelvin Banks Jr. From in the second round, they got the suck for Shuck, Tyler Shuck, quarterback from Texas as well, defensive tackle. Vernon Brolton from not from the Volunteers, but the other team, Virginia. Jonas Sanker, safety from the University of Oklahoma. Danny Stutzman from another Louisville team. Valencia will know this one. Quincy Riley, cornerback. From the Kansas Jayhawks, Devin Neal, running back. From the UCLA Bruins, Mikolai Makovich, tight end. And then lastly, from Syracuse, defensive end, Fail Diggs. And lastly, for their subtractions, Tyrann Mathieu goes to the big honey badger in the sky. Will Harris joins the Commanders. Lucas Patrick did not go back to the Bears. He's actually on a completely different team. Marquez Valdez-Scantling goes to the Seahawks for some reason. Paulson Adebo wants to waste his career on the Giants for some reason. Shane Lemokes, I think he's Lemieux. I think he's homeless. Peyton Turner, defensive end. He goes to Jerry's World. Jamal Williams, homeless. Adam Prentice, homeless. And Willie Gay Jr. goes to the Dolphins because, God, he loves that sun weather.
Shout out to Jamal Williams.
True. Now, going on to the big screen and everything, I just want to get this done out of the way quick. Valente, show us your Tyler Shuck vision right now, since you are a Louisville fan.
Okay, well, I know a lot of people, even in our fan base, they're not happy with things right now. So they're going to look for every little thing they hate about. It wasn't Shitter Sanders, and I'm going to be honest, I am not the biggest Shitter fan either. And I would have taken him at 9, but I understand why they didn't. And seeing him fall that far, I really understand why they didn't take him at all. I would have taken Jackson Dart at any point as well. They didn't. I'm fine with that as well. Tyler Shuck was my third or fourth favorite quarterback. And that doesn't say much because it's, considered to be a weak quarterback class right now. But as a Louisville fan who's went to majority of the games and watches film all the time on him, he possesses but he possesses majority of the good traits that you want in a quarterback. He can hit every level of the field really well. I think he's got elite ball placement. One of the things I think he does that is pretty questionable is decision making. Sometimes he doesn't throw the ball away in the best way possible. Sometimes he'll just leave it up in the air for it to be a possible turnover. So that's one thing that hopefully Kellen can coach out of him. And he's 6'5", 6'6", 215 or whatever. He can move really well. And a lot of the thing that concerns me too is the injury history. But seeing him play at Louisville last year, it wasn't too much of a concern because I think all of his injuries except for one was a clean tear. And I've heard that clean tears, when they heal, are a lot harder to break again. The ACL thing still worries me, but he moved really well at Louisville, so that, kind of cancels it out or whatever. And then, of course, the other big concern is he's 25 years old, and that's unlike anything we've ever seen before. Obviously we've seen some 25-year-old prospects, but none of them have been really good. Some are up there in age, like Michael Penix and Bo Nix, and them two are doing okay as of right now. Bo Nix is doing solid for himself. Michael Penix is very still out on him, obviously. I'm optimistic about it just because of Kellen Moore. Everywhere he's been, every quarterback he's worked with is good in some way. So I do think that he can help Tyler Sharp exclusively, at least.
I think that's fair. My thing is with Tyler Shuck, I think he's a guy that if he had time for developmental, he could be good, but he doesn't seem like a guy that can step right in and really take the change. And that's mostly just because he does have decent accuracy, but he does have decent ball placement, but it ultimately just comes down to the fact that he's a guy that if he was like 2 or 3 years younger, we're definitely seeing him what the fuck was I going to say? We can definitely see him working more for like a team later on down the line as a developmental, like a Jackson Dart. But the issue is he is just so old that it's almost going to be impossible to get anything with him. And that's not sometimes those guys can work out, but I just don't think Shuck will be the answer. But I don't think he'll be the worst quarterback in the NFL going into next year. I think there are a ton of quarterbacks who are far worse. It just sucks that he's on a team where I don't think he can particularly succeed at this point.
Honestly, yeah, I don't really agree, to be fair. And maybe it's just because I'm a Saints fan, but I think the team isn't in the best state right now, but I do think the offense is on the better side of the team, and he's gonna have a pretty solid line. And that is one thing I will say is he is afraid to get hit. He really kind of tries to avoid a hit as much as possible, and obviously you're supposed to do that, but he gets a little frantic when pressure is there. And, that's something he's worked through over the course of the season at Louisville. But, I do understand the development side of things, and that's why I think the maturity side, the mental side, and then just the traits that he has right now are super good. The things that he can develop on, he's obviously going to have to be able to learn fast. And being in a QB battle, it's you got to win that if you're going to be that guy, because I think he has the advantage right now being the second round pick and the hand-picked guy from Kellen Moore. But I've heard that, it's an open battle between him and Rattler, and I don't know how that's going to go.
That's fair.
Right. Okay. So, this is gonna be me being I'm being completely unbiased here. The Saints, I like Kelvin Banks. Kelvin Banks was I think that was a safe pick. That was a good pick. It makes their offensive line better. Like their offensive line, I think, has vastly improved, especially over like the past few years, because their offensive line has been a little shaky. The problem I do have is that their defensive line was dreadful last year, and they didn't really do much to fix that. They didn't do much to fix the secondary, because Justin Reed is a poor man's Tyrann. Not even a poor man's Tyrann Mathieu. At this point, Justin Reed is who he is. He's solid. He's okay. The secondary is still very questionable. Linebacking core is still very questionable. Their entire defense is very questionable.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I agree. Defensive line is probably the most questionable for me. Cam Jordan's obviously not who he once was, but I think we're moving to a 3-4. I feel like that could help him a little bit, but obviously it's not going to be, the Cam Jordan we all remember him being. Chase Young,
He was solid last year. He
He's
was very
solid.
last year.
He was top 10 in pressures. Just the thing is, he couldn't bring down the quarterback.
Just like how he was in last, and nothing's changed.
Yeah, he can get to the quarterback, but he just can't bring him down. And Carl Granderson's kind of the opposite of that. He has less pressures, but he can bring the quarterback down a lot better than Chase Young has shown. So I like them two as a young duo on the outside. You know, they're both pretty young. I think Carl Granderson's like 26 or 27, and Chase is 26, 27 too. So they're all right. The interior, I'm not a fan of at all.
The interior is really bad. The interior is really bad.
Cam is long gone. Nathan Shepard is nothing special. Devon Godchild is going to be okay in run support, which is what we really needed to, shore up on, and that's still not doing it for me. In the secondary, yeah, it got worse too. Like, I'm on the Kool-Aid McKinstry hype train right now. He did really well last season when he started. Alontae Taylor did not. He's better in the slot than he is on the outside. Still not great. And then who's on the other side?
I mean,
Yadam's okay. That's the one thing I can give credit to Dennis Allen for is he could coach a DB room, and anybody who stepped in that system would have worked. But this is a different system now.
We don't even know what this defense is going to look like next year.
Yeah, I really don't.
This is me being a completely I'm dead serious, being completely unbiased. This roster sucks ass, and I think this is one of the worst teams in the NFL. I am dead serious.
I think they're definitely.
I'm not even being.
bad.
I'm genuinely not even being a hater. I do not like the way. I mean, it's obvious that they were tight on money because of how they operated their team during the late 2000s, and that is coming into fruition right now because they can't. The team just really lacks a lot of talent to get them over the top. Their receiving core is pretty dreadful. Of course, minus Chris Olave, because Chris Olave is great, but the rest of the receiving core is nothing to.
I gotta stop you. We gotta respect Rashid Shaheed.
I'm not gonna respect Rashid Shaheed. He is a poor man. Who's that receiver on the Bills? He's a worse version than him.
Khalil Shakir? No. But
Khalil Shakir, yeah, there we go. He's a worse Khalil Shakir. He will get you one big play every 5 weeks, which is awesome. Good for him. This receiving core is probably the worst. No. It's
not the worst.
It's not the worst in the NFC South.
It's not the worst.
That is probably the team we're talking about next. But
yeah,
I will say with the Saints receiving core, I think there's definitely talent here. It's just that those injuries, they don't have a good injury history in that receiving core.
I will say that's one thing I do respect about Kellen Moore, though, is that he overhauled all of that previous staff that was, on the medical side of things. So I hope it gets better. But, jury's still out on that as well.
I mean,
it's always a question at the beginning of the year.
I think this roster sucks. It's a shame, especially compared to the rest of the teams in the NFC. In the NFC, I just don't know how this team is gonna string together. How many wins did they have last year?
5.
5. They can maybe string together 5, but they have one of the worst quarterback rooms in the league. It's probably neck and neck with the Browns for the worst quarterback room in the league. The running backs are solid. Alvin Kamara is Alvin Kamara. That man is a timeless wonder. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think their defense sucks really bad. And this team is just really too volatile for me to have any kind of hope that they have a chance to finish anywhere other than third place in the NFC South.
That's fair. I guess while we're at it, did anyone else have anything they wanted to say about the Saints? Or I'm sure Jugger did.
I mean, I kind of have to parrot some of the points here where, as much as I love the Saints, this team is going to be stinky. It's not going to be the stinkiest in the NFC South in all likelihood, but at best, this team scrapes barely above 500 just because I just don't trust our quarterback room at all. I know our new head coach is known for helping quarterbacks develop. But I just kind of don't see our current quarterback being the solution here.
That's
That quarterback
fair.
was-
It feels like a bust for Manning or whatever the new witty pun will be.
A tank for Manning.
It's a
Whatever it
good
is.
quarterback class next year, so they got some.
Really good.
The make mistake for Manning. Make mistakes for Manning.
Manning
And it's like
probably-
going off of that,
Manning
like
isn't-
going off of that, like I was gonna say, going off of that, it feels like the kind of roster with the Saints where it's like, it would be for the best if this team sucks ass and they tank. Like this is a team that really needs one of those tanking seasons, in my opinion. And it's like, especially with this quarterback draft class, and of course, the Saints could be the Saints like they have done before. They can prove people wrong, but it feels like with this roster, it's just, I don't think the Saints are the worst team in the league, but they're gonna be, in my opinion, they're gonna be one of the worst because it's just there's so much not right here with this Saints team. Like I do like the pickups of like Justin Reed and recently Julian Blackman, but they're like, as Valente noted, like Alante Taylor is kind of he's a massive mess in the secondary, and the front seven still has a lot of question marks. So defensive wise, a lot of questions with that. Which, by the way, and this is on me because I wasn't paying attention to this for the longest time. But it wasn't until this past week when I looked at the who the Saints defensive coordinator was that I realized Brandon Staley is that guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as a defensive coordinator,
Yeah, that's
he
what I was
should
gonna
be
say. Like,
fine.
I didn't know that until this past week.
That's
Yeah, no,
crazy.
this is only furthering my take on the Saints will finish with the worst record in the league. The worst record.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be I really think it's gonna be the Browns.
I think it's something that needs to be said about the Saints this year. This is the part where you kind of need to be forced to start at square one. This is the year you start at square one with. It's not a bad thing to start at square one, but this is something that the New Orleans Saints have needed. They needed to be there to start at the first square in the game. They have been straddling behind mediocrity for so long, and they finally put themselves where their team is not super competitive. This is not likely going to be super competitive this year. And I like Tyler Shuck. I would like to see him do well. I really even like Spencer Rattler. I thought I saw a couple glimpses that he did quite well last year. But I think the truth to be told, the Saints needs is everything, and they're finally coming out of cap hell for the first time in God knows how long.
Yeah.
This is the start where the Saints need to start from square one. I mean, if for some reason Archie Manning is available to come draft time, this is the year you absolutely need to suck for Archie Manning. But there's also some other great options in this year. This year's, I think Lenore Sellers would do really good for the Saints.
Sellers is really good. I'm super high on him. I hope he doesn't go to the
So
Saints.
can I give you my honest and potentially brain dead take?
Go ahead.
What?
Go for it.
So I will say we can agree that the Saints team hasn't changed much, right? Outside of the secondary, it hasn't changed.
No, they
much.
got a lot worse. No, they got a lot worse.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Outside of the secondary, it hasn't changed much. We haven't really
The quarterback
lost anybody.
Yeah, no, they have gotten a lot worse.
Okay, obviously quarterback, but
Yeah.
That's pretty important.
if Tyler Shuck can do average, just say average,
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
and the injuries don't pile up constantly, it's going to be a competitive but bad season.
I
Yeah.
agree.
That's to be honest, I don't
pretty much.
disagree with y'all by any means about it being a bad season, but I can very much see this being a Texans 2022. Is it 2022? Texas
They're
2022,
fun
where
bad.
they're
They're
really
like
bad,
fun
but they're
bad,
really
yeah.
fun.
I can see them being fun bad.
Yeah, fun bad.
Yeah.
Yep, I can say a fun bad is
No,
very
obviously
understandable.
maybe a little bit better than 2 wins, but
Oh,
I
I wasn't
think
going.
that
I don't think they're gonna be that. I don't think they're gonna be that dreadful.
right.
I
and
think the
they'll be
thing,
better
though,
than- I can see them winning like 8 games, maybe.
Oh, okay, that's a little
for,
high.
for
Not-
Tyler Shuck to convince the organization that yes, you go with me, you have to win 8 games minimum.
And play
Minimum 8
and play
games.
well.
See, I don't know
Because
I don't
if
know
you're
it
in a position
wins.
to take a quarterback that has a higher ceiling than Tyler Shuck, you're gonna take that. I mean, look what happened with Josh Rosen. I thought Josh Rosen was showing a lot of great progression at the end of the season, but they chose Kyler Murray. So
to be
it's-
honest, I don't think it's wins though. I don't think it's wins.
It's got to be wins. It's got to be wins.
No, I disagree.
I disagree.
Let's be honest. How has that worked out for the Cardinals?
It's
True.
again,
They're gonna
Kyler
have Josh
Murray
Rosen, that's for
has
sure.
been.
Like,
It's
Tyler-
my comparison is Josh
Tyler's fine,
Rosen. I thought he showed a lot of great stuff at the end of his rookie season, but they chose to move off on him in favor of Kyler Murray. If there's a
Right.
quarterback that has you're in a
Here's the
position.
thing, like,
But let's just be honest.
like-
We're talking about Arch like he's the next greatest thing, but he's played 3 games.
You're right, but I'm saying I'm not saying Archie Manning. I'm saying Lenore Sellers. There's Garrett Nursemeyer, and that's going to be
Here's the
available.
thing.
in
I
next year's
disagree
draft.
with the point about like it's gonna come down to wins. I disagree with that because it's gonna
If-
come down to
If he
performance.
can,
Like,
Yeah, he
yeah,
played
like it's
well.
gonna come down to Shuck's performance, and
if he can
I
lead
think
an
it really
offense-
depends on. It also depends on, well, depending on where the Saints finish. Okay, what's available? What's gonna be available come the 2026 draft? Because that will play a massive factor in what the Saints do, especially with such a loaded quarterback draft class. Now, I will say, I just want to get this point out there because about Tyler Shuck, it's like, I don't think he's going to be terrible. Like, I don't think he's going to be a bad quarterback. He's probably going to be, like, I think he's, like, for me, his ceiling is he could be, like, okay. But I think he's probably going to be more, like, not the worst quarterback, but, like, not impressive. Because I do think he was a good quarterback at Louisville. And he did show, like, watching some Louisville games last year, he did show a lot of potential, but he's also 25, which, by the way, just want to take this while I can. Tyler Shuck is actually not the first quarterback to be coached by Jeff Brom and debut in the NFL at 25 years old.
Aiden O'Connell.
Not the first one.
Ironically, it's Aiden O'Connell. Yeah.
Granted, I think Tyler's better than Aiden O'Connell, but I just found that to be a very fascinating fact to bring up.
Let's see. It was Aiden O'Connell at Purdue. This was before he went to Louisville, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, this team.
But I do think it could be a very fun offensive team if Olave stays healthy, of course. And if Shaheed stays healthy too, he was having a great first 6 weeks. I don't know how long it was, but he was doing pretty well. It wasn't just deep balls. He really improved as a route runner, and I know he's gained a little bit of weight this season too, and the speed hasn't changed. Like, he's someone that teams really do have to look at when they're game planning.
Oh,
And
true.
I'm
Anyone
not
that's
gonna-
super fast.
I'm not going to talk up Brandon Cooks, but as a third option, he's not bad.
That's not bad. That's
Right.
not a bad third option.
Yeah, he's going to be the
He's
third
a
option.
guy
If
that
the
you can
injuries
stick in the
pile up,
slot.
then it's a little scary.
I don't know. There's just way too many question marks about this team for me to really have a notion that they could win 8 games realistically.
And of course, like it still all goes down to if Kellen Moore's that guy or not.
And I don't think he is. That's another thing. I think you guys have a little bit too much faith in him as a head coach. I don't think he's gonna be bad. I think he's gonna make the offense better. I think the defense that was already bad is gonna be significantly worse next year. I
can agree with that. I can agree with that.
He is awful. He is so bad. What he did with Justin Herbert makes me sick to my stomach. What he did to that Chargers defense also makes me. It's crazy how he leaves. The season he leaves, the defense for that team immediately better. Way better.
Was that with Harbaugh
I'll put it
stepping
this
in?
way.
That was with Harbaugh
I'll
stepping
put
in,
it this
right?
way though,
Yeah.
And I'll say
That
this
gets in
because
the way of the narrative. Let him.
Bears fans here, but I'm not gonna like sugarcoat it at all. Dennis Allen's defense last year was not good. It didn't improve. It didn't get it like it genuinely sucked all around when it was Rizzy
Was bad.
and when it was Dennis Allen.
Right.
But Dennis Allen is a damn good defensive coordinator. I cannot take that away from him.
True. I'm sure he'll
Like,
be fine
yeah,
in
like,
Chicago.
If Brandon Staley is okay as a defense, if this team sucks, the way it looks on the defensive side, it's just gonna suck. That is what it is.
Yeah, because I like it definitely felt like a lot, like especially near like in the final weeks of Dennis Allen as the coach of the Saints, like you could tell the defense just stopped giving a shit. They could
Everybody
not give.
did.
Everyone
Anybody.
stopped giving a shit, but especially the defense. It felt like they just want this guy out of here.
Yeah. Tyrann Mathieu was like the forefront of it all, which is kind of, anticlimactic now that he's retired before, he has the chance to play with his new coach. But, yeah, like, nobody wanted him. Like, when Cam Jordan, like, one of the nicest guys and one of, like, the veterans around the locker room, and same with Tyrann Mathieu, when they want you out, like, who's stopping everyone else?
Yeah, there's a problem.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the floor and ceiling.
All right. All right. Are we just doing floors and ceilings, or are we still doing?
Let's just do it. Let's do floor and ceiling.
All right, just floor and ceiling. Floor. Sadly, I'm gonna have to go 2 wins. Ceiling. Everything goes well. They they find some way to win the division going with 9 wins.
The entire NFC South got hurt, like just got super injured if that's the case.
Yeah.
I will go like the Saints. Their floor is the worst team in the NFL, 2 wins. Their ceiling, fun bad, 7 wins. I think they can get 7. They're not finishing over 500.
The Saints a floor of 2. I'm gonna give them a ceiling of 8.
I'm gonna give the Saints a floor of 3 because that was the worst record in the NFL last season, and somehow even the worst NFL teams feel like they can find a way to win 3 games. However, in terms of the ceiling, I feel like I'm probably being a bit nice here, but like I'll go with 9 in the scenario that the entire NFC South just completely falls apart. Injuries happen, they completely fall apart. And the Saints, and what would be
that shit can happen.
Yeah, and what would be the most New Orleans Saints shit ever is for such a poorly looking, a poor roster, a poorly constructed team to just find a way to win a division with 9 wins. That would be the most New Orleans Saints bullshit to ever happen.
That's Coach of the Year shit from that would be Coach of the Year stuff from Kellen Moore if that's the case.
Jugger.
Okay. The ceiling, they can squeeze 8 wins, be fun bad. The floor is with the first pick of the 2026 NFL Draft, the New Orleans Saints select. And our horse is going to be Daygold because he would smell his own turds and start crying. And that's going to be me watching this Saints team.
You smell your own turds?
No, the turds are the Saints. The smelling is me watching them, and the crying is what this team's going to do to me.
I see. Ren.
Understandable.
Do you really need to? Yeah, this team's so fast. Oh my.
Luke?
PU.
Oh, I said my stuff already.
Oh, my bad. All right then. Well, guys, let's just go to a team that nobody likes. Let's no one thinks exists.
Team. A team that could actually.
I didn't get to give my record prediction.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
You're good. Floor 3. Like Nickman said, I think it was Nickman. Even the worst teams can manage to pull out 3 wins. And I'll give them a 9-1 season too, because this like the 2023 Saints did it, the 2021 Saints did it. The 2021 Saints are much worse than the 2025 Saints. I'm gonna be honest.
I disagree.
Just the only thing that was holding them together was Sean Payton. So, I could see them squeezing out 9 wins and maybe a playoff berth if the NFC is that bad.
Who was their starting quarterback in 2021? I'm curious.
Well, there was 5. Jameis. They went 5-2 with Jameis. Trevor Siemian 0-3.
James got hurt. I remember.
Then Taysom Hill. And I think
Teddy Bridgewater?
Taysom Hill?
Oh,
No,
man.
Teddy had left. Teddy was a Panther at that time, or Bronco, one or the other. Yeah, there were 4 starting quarterbacks. Jameis was ironically the best.
And it's
Well,
funny, it's better than any quarterback on that roster right now. So take that how you will.
I don't know.
Well, up next and for our last team, let's get to the Carolina Panthers. Starting off with their additions, we have from the Raiders, Trayvon Moehrig, safety, Bradley Bozeman, coming from LA, coming off a shocking double cross of the century, going from Minnesota to the Panthers, Tershawn Wharton, Rico Dowell. Believe it or not, he's not a wide receiver.
Running back.
Yeah, running back. Fucking Bobby Brown. What the
Goated pick.
who the bro's
Goated
doing
pick.
the I'm here and I'm ready to mess people up pose. Defensive lineman. Patrick Jones the second, defensive tackle from the Vikings, and then punter Sam Martin from the Bills. Going up next to our draft picks, or subtractions, we have safety Xavier Woods from the Titans, homeless person Josie Jewell, homeless person Jadeveon Clowney, a safety Jordan Fuller. Wait, where did he sign to?
Pretty sure Jadeveon Clowney signed with the team.
I don't think so. I didn't see anything.
I think he signed with the
This happened today?
He hasn't signed with anyone yet, but he is linked to 2 teams.
Okay. Deshaun Williams, defensive tackle who's homeless. Eddie Pinheiro, the most accurate kicker in the NFL history, because it seems like every fucking time I watch a Panthers game, they have to remind us that, is also homeless. And then Johnny Hecker, who is going to the Titans because God knows they're going to be punting a lot. Time for the draft picks now. From Arizona, wide receiver Teoria McMillan. From Texas A&M, aka overrated university, Nick Scorton, defensive end. From Ole Miss, most overhyped university, Princely Umanamian, defensive end. From people who can't drive the car normally, Trevor Etienne, running back. From literally the second worst team in the Big Ten, minus Penn State, from Ohio State, Lathan Ransom, safety. From Florida, Cam Jackson, defensive tackle. From Notre Dame, Mitchell Evans, tight end. And then for the least controversial wide receiver or player from Colorado, Jimmy Horn Jr. Now, if you could, I just want to have you all look at the notable additions real quick. These motherfuckers re-signed damn near everyone on their roster, so I just want to say, before we start off, this Panthers team, they think they can reload with. And I think the idea of that's pretty decent. But, I don't know, man. I still feel like on the offensive side, we're waiting for Bryce Young to have his moment. He played really well at the very end, but he still hasn't done enough for me to, like, put a lot of faith in this team. My Panther stock is low.
ironically, I think this team can be pretty good this year. I really like their draft class. I love Teteroa McMillan. He's awesome. I think he's a great receiver, a much needed receiver for them, by the way. Just gonna put that out there. Much needed receiver for the Panthers. That receiving room is atrocious without him.
Hey, respect Adam Thielen.
Nick Scorton was a great pick. Jimmy Horn was also another great pick. Expect to see him starting. He's very good.
Jalen Coker's got that spot in a chokehold.
This team's defense was ungodly atrocious last year, especially on the ground. And I don't they did a few things to try to fix that, but I still think without Derrick Brown, that run defense was just horrific to look at. And another thing that does concern me a little bit about this team is the secondary, especially because that secondary minus JC Horn looks equally as atrocious as that rush defense. But at the same time, I feel like with all the additions, they have vastly improved this team from being as mid as they were last year. I think they can I think they could genuinely make a little bit of noise. Like, this is me not being non-biased to this team. They will always and forever be little bro, but this team can definitely make noise this year.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things that I really think could be a big surprise this season is the Carolina Panthers. Saw a lot of great stuff out of Bryce Young coming out of the end of the season. I saw the team was starting to mesh a lot better. Just the one thing that's going to need to be a lot better is a receiving room, and I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Tetra McLaurin. And I think Tetra McLaurin was, just as a receiver, the best. They drafted the best wide receiver out of the bunch. I think Tet's going to do really good things for the Panthers.
Mm-hmm. I like this receiver. Definitely getting Ted is a great addition to that receiving room, and I get why they did it, because that receiving room needed a big name weapon, and he's perfect for that role, and I think he'll do very well in that. And their run game of Chuba Hubbard and Rico Dowdle, I think is, honestly, in my opinion, it's a great run game. Not the best run game in the division, but it's a very strong run game. And the fact that they were able to get Rico Dowdle so easily, first off, says about the stupidity of the Dallas Cowboys, but also a really, really good job by the Panthers there in order to make a very strong backfield for Bryce Young to work with. And speaking of Bryce Young, I'm at the position with Bryce Young where it's like, I think he's shown that he can be an NFL quarterback, but this season really feels like the season where he needs to put it all together, because he showed a lot of potential last season. He looked so much better. He looked like a completely different quarterback in the second half of the season compared to the first half. And that was huge, because if he didn't have that stretch that he had to end the season, chances are the Panthers' quarterback situation is probably looking a lot different right now. But for Bryce Young's sake, he did. And I think there is a lot of upside with Bryce Young right now. And of course, a lot of that comes from the fact that he finished the season strong. That game against the Falcons, he had 5 touchdowns. Amazing game. But he needs to continue that momentum, especially with the quarterback draft class that we keep mentioning is a very strong draft class. And if Bryce Young regresses, or not really regresses, but he just doesn't achieve that full potential where he shows he can be a good NFL quarterback, then the Panthers are going to have to make a decision. And depending on where they're at, it's going to be an interesting decision for Carolina to have to make here.
Now, the problem with that is that if this is just assuming that Bryce Young Bryce Young plays mid, they're not gonna move off from him just because of how much they.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
Agreed. I think he's gonna be their starting quarterback until after his 5th year option. They're gonna do everything they can to justify that this was the right guy. Because if you just dump him after 3 years and go, well, we wasted everything. You gave the 1st overall pick and a king's ransom to the Bears. That will easily, that is gonna go down as one of the worst trades of all time if that were to happen.
Big if Chicago actually uses their talent correctly, which God praying that they do, because right now Bryce Young's better than Caleb Williams. So I'm just saying.
Listen, I do agree with what you said. It's just something just tells me in my mind that if the Panthers don't make progress this season, something just tells me that David Tepper might go back to his old ways, and that would be the worst thing that could happen for the Panthers.
I see your point.
I think David Tepper is already the worst thing that happened to the Panthers.
Agreed.
Yes.
I doubt it.
I don't think David Tepper does not know how to run a fucking football team, man.
He definitely doesn't.
I don't think David Tepper knows how to run a coffee shop.
I don't think David Tepper knows how to be a decent human being.
That is also true.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna come down to can David Tepper just be patient with this team? Because if he's gonna be, because I see that is a fair point to make, Nick. It's like if he's Bryce Young doesn't progress a whole lot, and David Tepper is just really impatient. I mean, close enough. Welcome back, Cleveland Browns.
But they will be I think there's gonna be a lot of people in his ears telling them hey, we gave up.
What I mean by that, Tegan, is we're gonna see them draft quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback, and so on and so forth. That's what I mean by welcome back.
I guarantee
Cleveland.
you that if David Tepper gets his voice, I fully guarantee if Manning is not on the board, I can guarantee you he is going to get Lenore Sellers, because South Carolina guy playing for the Carolina Panthers. He's gonna see that and he's like, you know what? I'm going back to my old ways. Fuck you, Bryce Young.
Yeah, I still don't get that. I still don't get that
mid-
Xavier Legette pick, honestly. Sorry, just wanted to go off the South Carolina point real quick.
That Legette pick is nasty. That man cannot catch. He sucks. He sucks. I hate saying that because I liked him coming out of college.
He's got a really nice country accent, though. You can't lie.
Hey man, I like Quinn Johnson.
He's a fun guy.
I like Quinn Johnson coming out of college too. He sucks too. So hey man, maybe I can't evaluate receivers. But
yeah, that's why you should.
I'm not the best at it either. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This does tie to the Panthers too. I got super turned off by the idea of Ted McMillan not liking watching film. And then I got immediately super turned back on whenever it was pick 7, and he was still there. I'm like, yes, we can get him. And, yeah, realistically, I'm not really good at evaluating receiver talent either, and I'm not a fucking NFL GM by any means. So he could be the next big thing, or he could be the average Panthers wide receiver in the 2020s.
For one thing, I mean this as nice as possible. You are the Steve-O of our guests, if that makes sense.
I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna ram my head through a wall.
No, I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm just saying you're like Steve-O, lovable, but you're down to earth.
Look, I understand I have CTE, but it's not because I ran my head against the wall. It's not because I tried to break the world's biggest watermelon with my head.
Yeah, it's because you decided to become a Saints fan. Don't worry, Jugger also decided to be one too. Or rather, his mother decided for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we're talking about deciding. I
Giants
decided
fan, so I mean, it's either correct, either way in the Thunderdome.
Man, I don't know. I think this Carolina team, I think they could win the division this year if everything goes right. If Bryce Young plays the way that he was playing at the end of the season, then they definitely can. Their offensive line has to keep playing the way that they played last year. They played very solid, like very, very solid football last year. They have to do that again. Their receiving core has to vastly improve because aside from Tedoroa McMillan, which is crazy to say, there is not a soul on that receiving core that I trust.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I like.
Damn it, do I really have to agree with the Falcons fan? Holy.
I like Chuba Hubbard. He's a really very, very, very fine running back. And Rico Dowdle, that's a decent backfield. I'll give the NFC South this. The NFC South might have the best division in terms of running back cores.
Agreed.
Yeah.
The Falcons obviously having the best one, like by far and away. But no, the running I like their running back. I really do like the way they're building this team, but just like the Falcons, this team is heavily reliant on how with how Bryce Young plays this year. And if Bryce Young can play well this year, this team could be fighting for a playoff spot this year. And I think they can. I really do like Dave Canales. I think he's a very solid head coach from what I've seen from him. I do not trust their defense at all. I think their defense still could genuinely suck ass, and they really just lack superstar talent on there, minus J.C. Horn, but he's not even really like superstar talent. He's just like he's a very, very fine player. But there is a lot of but like I think they have more question marks on their team than the Falcons, which is why I'm a little lower on them. And I also think that if they're going peak for peak, like if they both play very well, I think Michael Penix probably has a higher ceiling than Bryce Young as well. But I think that the Panthers are going to be very, very, very competitive this year. I don't think they're going to be nearly as bad as they were as they started off last year and how bad they were 2 years ago.
Yeah. Like honestly, it's definitely completely agree with you on your Dave Canales point, because if I'm being honest, I think he's the best coach in the division. I don't know if we all agree on that, but I think he's personally the best head coach in the South at this
I genuinely think
moment.
he is too, because the rest of them don't move me at all.
Yeah. So it's like I was really impressed with what he was
the
able
one that
to
I'm
do.
willing to give the most lenience to, I guess. Just because I really loved him as an offensive coordinator, and I shouldn't have, but I do.
I mean, he's known as a quarterback whisperer for a reason.
His quarterback at the beginning of the year was unbelievably bad. I felt
he did
bad
bring the most out of Bryce, so I do have a lot of respect and lenience towards him. Everybody else, except for Kellen Moore, of course, because he's new, but no.
Yeah. It's just my thing with the thing with Carolina. It's like I do have faith in this offense, especially what we saw last season. I think my faith is here in this offense. If Carolina, if their offense keeps performing like they did last season to end the year, they will be a pain in the ass to the rest of the South. It's just I can't trust that fucking defense. It gave up more points than any other team in NFL history. And yes, I know they played an extra game. I know that in terms of average, it's not technically the worst defense ever, but it's a horrible defense still. And it's still, even just looking on paper, it's still a terrible defense.
Yes and no. Something that I will say about that defense going into last year, Garrett Brown is a huge part of what makes Carolina's identity on the defensive side of things. So losing him at the start of the season legitimately is the only reason why they gave up the most points imaginable, because he is just a run-stuffing guru. Like, the guy the other year had 100 tackles as a DT. That doesn't
Don't get me wrong, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, he's the best player on this Panthers defense. But I'm sorry, that I get that it's a bad injury. It sucks. It sucked for Carolina, and it completely killed their defense. But that's not a big enough excuse to justify having one of the worst defenses the NFL has ever seen. I don't care. Your defense should not be that fucking bad. And there is easily, for as much praise as Dave Canellis rightfully gets from Panthers fans fucking hate Ajiro Rivero. They fucking hate that guy. To the point where it's like, and honestly, 2023, he did fine. He was honestly the only thing to really go right on the coaching staff that year because everyone else got fired. But last season, it just went wrong. And there's going to be a lot of pressure on him to make this defense better, especially once Derek Brown comes back. And it's like, I believe the Panthers defense can be better, but there's no excuses for how bad it was last season. None. I don't care how bad your injuries are. You should not have the worst defense in NFL history.
Like I said, that run defense was undeniably atrocious last year. They were getting run up and down. They're getting a train run up and down like nobody's business. I completely agree. They should not have been that bad. It's like, especially on run defense. That run defense was historically bad last year, but they should improve. I just like, it's really fun because I don't trust their secondary at all. Again, aside from J.C. Horn, I don't trust their safeties. Trevon Morig, Nick, do you like? I know he was getting a lot of hype when he was getting drafted. Was he any good on the Raiders?
A similar situation to Diablo. I mean, he wasn't bad. Considering the situation, he did decent in the secondary. Because honestly, the Raiders' secondary wasn't the problem for them defensively. It's just he's one of those guys where it's like similar to what I said earlier. If he can, if this change of scenery really benefits him, then he will do very well with Carolina and be a much needed guy for this Panthers secondary, which definitely needs more than just J.C. Horn. But obviously, that's going to be a wait and see. And hopefully, for this defense's sake, he can be that guy because, yeah, the secondary is very bare bones.
Yeah.
That defense is very bare bones. Their linebacking core leaves a lot to be desired. A whole lot to be desired. But this is another very extremely volatile team, and if we could get to, I don't think we have anything else to say about Carolina. If I can get to their ceiling and floor. Their ceiling.
I just had one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Real quick. More than anything, this Panthers team still hasn't been the same since Cam Newton. It's crazy how Cam Newton really saved this franchise from being one of the most irrelevant ones in history. And this is a team that went to the Super Bowl not once but twice in their 30-year tenure so far.
No dubs, zero, nothing to show for it. But shout out to Cam Newton.
Yeah.
It's really crazy that this is a little off topic and not about the NFC South, but it's really crazy. How the Eagles winning the Super Bowl this year has done irreparable damage to quarterback discourse for at least the next year, because Jalen Hurts is getting put in conversations that he should not be getting put into, all because his team is very good. Not to say that he played bad, but yeah, because that ongoing
like a 12-year-old being at the big
war with
kid's
Cam
table.
Newton and him is a little ridiculous. Cam Newton is definitely better than him, and this is coming from a fan of a rival. Cam Newton is definitely better than him. That man was throwing to Ted Ginn as his receiver 1, and he went 15-1. I'm not gonna hear that.
Floors and ceilings.
With the floor being 5 wins, ceiling being an optimistic 10.
Yeah, mine was similar. It was my floor was 5. Their ceiling is 10. They can win the division. They have a very solid chance to win the division this year. And very solid is a little high.
Mm-hmm.
They have a decent chance to win the division this year.
That's a terrifying thought. I can't believe that sentence just came out of my mouth. Carolina Panthers and winning the division. The only word that belongs in between Carolina and winning is if the word doesn't is in between. Wild.
Truth nuke.
Carolina doesn't winning.
You got here. I was thinking Carolina doesn't win. All right. Said like a true
Does
saint.
Carolina is win?
Does Carolina is win?
That's my favorite game grumps pick. Does Bruno Mars
Does
is
Bruno
gay?
Mars is gay?
Truth nuke.
All right.
But yeah, your floor and ceiling. You, Chris, you.
I already said it. It was 10 and get 10
Oh,
wins.
my bad.
10 wins.
My
I'm
bad.
saying 10 wins. They can win the division, or 5. Bryce Young sucks ass.
Gotcha.
On that note,
my-
mine's the same. Sorry, mine's just the
No,
same
you're
though.
good.
Five wins for ceiling 10.
I'm gonna say this team's floor is 4 wins, but I mean, not their ceiling's 4 wins. God no. But their floor is 4 wins. Their ceiling, I'm gonna say 10. Ren.
Ren,
Uh-oh,
hello? Are you here?
He might have been pulled away. It's all good. What about you, Valente?
So, we're being realistic. The floor is 0 and the ceiling 17. All right, I'm joking. But
You did this.
I think their floor is a solid 4 wins. If the Panthers are the Panthers, then it's a 4. But if all the potential and the hype that we're hearing about turns to reality, I could see a good 10 wins.
Fair
And maybe
enough.
even winning the division. I don't know if it will win the division, but
I can.
10-7 wildcard berth or 10-7 division win.
Fair. And Jugger, horse and ceiling.
So I'm gonna do my ceilings and floors first here. The ceiling, I think this team could shock some people. I think they could squeeze out like a 500 record at the least here. Go like at least get 9 wins, maybe even 1 or 2 more. The floor, like 4 wins, and the horse. This is a tough one for me. I'm gonna go with Tamano Cross because frickin' what's his name is short and Cross is short as well, so there you go.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
Well, that has been the NFC South. And what is there to say about this division? That there's still no good South teams. There's still no good South divisions yet.
Yeah,
Years away.
it's this could be the year of the rise of the NFC South, but it also could be, bro, why do you think the NFC South was gonna fucking do anything? I'd be like, yeah, you're right, I bought the fucking hype again.
I will say this though: there will be 2 teams in the NFC South that will finish better than the Chicago Bears.
That's crazy.
Damn, Bears get caught in the
Have you guys
crossfire
talked about the NFC North
again.
yet?
Yeah.
No, that's the last one.
Okay,
I just
I was
had to
gonna
throw- I
ask
just
which
had to
I'm
throw in a
excited
jab
about.
there. Because despite everything, they are still the worst team in that division. What a shame.
Nah, I don't know.
It's a loaded division though. It's a
That's
really
what I'm
loaded
saying.
division.
It's
so
a very
not-
good division.
Mhm.
And the
Like,
Bears are worse.
to be fair, you could say the Packers are the worst team in that division, and it's a debate.
Ooh, but
That's
I thought-
ooh.
You could say anybody but
Right
anybody
about
but
that
the
way.
Lions. You could say anybody but the Lions is the worst in that division.
Nah,
And
the
it's
Vikings
just
are really
for-
good.
No, the Lions could be the worst in that division too. Losing
Oh,
2
yeah.
of your best coaches, that's
Yeah, that's
true.
insane.
Talent's
That is
still there.
Anyone could be worse, anyone could be best in that division, but
That's true.
that's something that's for our
Being-
finale.
I'm very excited.
Being the
for
worst in that division isn't a bad thing either. I will say. I
True.
think that could possibly be the first division ever to get every team in the playoff.
I just hope
Oh,
that
yeah.
Roma Doomsday does good. Love Roma Doomsday.
True. Well, I don't know how we're gonna be able to quite end this with Ren not being at the computer, but hopefully we'll find our way around.
I know how to end this. Let's talk about Drake London.
What's your floor and ceiling, Ren? So I don't have to talk about Drake London.
Floor for the Panthers is I don't care about records, so second or third in division, or third in the division.
You think he's gonna finish third?
Fair enough.
So I was saying something
then,
during the Saints part, but I didn't realize it was muted, so I shut up. My Saints floor and ceiling was third in division or fourth in the division.
I see. Well, good news is, chat, we don't have to talk about the South anymore because we're getting near the end here. There's nothing else we have to address at all.
Talk about Drake London, guys.
No, we're good. We're good. But we thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for Chris and Volante for taking time out of your day to come and do this for us. Obviously, I did kind of ask one of them last moment, and I did kind of ask the one a couple weeks. What the fuck? Why is there fucking so many things at once? Next week, we will be doing one of the East teams. We're still kind of getting that planned out. I also unfortunately, me and Nick will be having a talk about potentially doing one. But eventually there will be a double header where we do a Friday and a Saturday one where we do the team previews. Until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, check out people's socials, and Drake London is a top 15 wide receiver. End the fucking stream. 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 End the fucking stream.
Top 5
right now.
Top 10 receiver.
No. End the stream. End the stream.
This man said that Drake London wasn't better than 20 NFL receivers. He said that Drake London. He said that Drake London was worse than Deebo Samuel. He said that he was worse than Cortland Sutton.
End the stream. End the stream. End the stream.
Hold on, wait, no. Let me get all the names. Don't end the stream yet, because this was great. This was really awesome.
Why isn't the stream ended yet, Ren? Why hasn't the stream ended yet?
Because
the Edmonton Elks are making one hell of a comeback versus the Rough Riders.
Hold on, Chop. You know why? Because you said this is an NFC South preview, and the preview of the South means the players are part of it. Chris, go ahead.
Let's get this list, because this was crazy. This was crazy. So let's talk about
how the fuck do I end this? Where the fuck is end stream option?
Yeah. So
where the hell is
this man said
No, wait, chat.
No, I feel like it's disrespectful to end the stream when someone else is the host. I don't know. I think that's kind of mean.
That's crazy. Where the fuck is the end stream option?
Go ahead, Chris. I gotta back up.
That Zay Flowers is better than him. He said that Deebo Samuels is better than him. George Pickens, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Chris Olave, Cortland Sutton, DK Metcalf, Brandon Ayuk. Crazy names to put over Drake London.
I was a different man.
I really hate to defend the Falcons fan, but what the fuck were you smoking on that night? And
that was a year ago. That was a year ago.
Okay, well, a year ago.
February. You are a liar.
No, Tegan, no.
That was in February.
You are suffering with this, Tegan. You are suffering with this.
Tegan, just because you make a hot take doesn't mean if it's bad you get to get away from it.
We can even talk about the list you made now. This man said that Chris Olave, Terry McLaurin is better than him. Like, what? Mike Evans is a top 5 receiver. Please don't talk receiver ball ever again. Don't ever.
He is top 5.
He's top 10.
Top 5.
They are wide receivers that play in the NFL and they catch balls very good. That's all I can say that's my wide receiver analysis. I hate ranking wide receivers because they each do something special very differently. Now, I like Drake London, but do I think he's a top 15 wide receiver? I'll tell you, he's a top wide receiver. What's the number? I don't know, but he's a...
He's the best
Good.
receiver on his team. You know, then we can start. Then we can start talking about the.
I think he's
everyone around
receiver
him.
one on the Falcons. I will say yes to that. But top
Receiver 1 in the
15
NFC South.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
He clears Chris Olave.
I wasn't gonna say Olave. I was gonna say Mike Evans, and I fucking hate Mike Evans.
Yeah,
Mike Evans- Mike Evans is in his
I
twilight.
was right. I
Mike
do
Evans,
know
Mike
more.
Evans is better
Mike
than Drake
Evans is-
London.
He's a barely getting 1,000 yards. I'm not
Barely getting 1,000 yards.
I-
You're just saying that because you're a Falcons fan.
No, I like Mike Evans.
I
I-
think this is gonna be the year Mike Evans gets under 1,000 yards receiving. I think this is gonna be the year.
I think the Buccaneers passing game will continue to thrive. I think it's gonna be good. If he does get under 1,000, agendas will be pushed. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Agendas will be pushed even further. That Drake
Mike
London
Evans will get
heavily-
a beautiful gold bust of him in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know
And
if he's
Drake
gonna.
London won't yet because he hasn't played enough yet.
Well, no shit! He's about to be in year 4, right?
It's year
Year
4.
four,
Yeah,
yes.
it's year 4
Yep.
for him.
Okay.
Year
The
4.
year 4,
Yes,
we're playing
so-
with some of the worst. We're playing with some. This man has been playing with
Marcus Mariota is a Pro Bowl
Marcus
quarterback. You got a
Mariota,
Pro Bowl
Desmond
quarterback
Ridder,
thrown to him.
and super washed Kirk Cousins. When he was playing
Two
with
Pro
Michael
Bowl
Penix, he was like
quarterbacks?
a top
I'm
5
just
receiver
saying.
in the NFL. He was so good the final 2 weeks of and he was good. Well, first of all, he was good throughout the entire season. If you want to talk advanced analytics, he had a top 10 receiving season last year.
Look,
And
I'm just saying, he's got 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks throwing to him. That's all I gotta say. He's had 2. He might have 3 soon.
man,
I'm gonna finish this off by saying that I like Darnell Mooney.
I like Darnell Mooney
That's
too.
the fair
He's
thing.
neat.
I'm gonna say this, and I hope everybody just has a great weekend. You worked hard. Go have a great weekend.
I just sat here.
Thank you.
respect Drake London.
Thank you.
That's all I'm asking, Bears fans.
I am.
Respect
I
Drake London.
am. I'm respecting him now. That's
Put
why I
him
wanted to
over
end
Chris-
stream
put him
because I
over
had
Chris
Shane.
Olave.
I had Shane for a previous.
Put him
Yeah, I think
over Chris
I-
Olave.
That was 9 months ago. I have since changed my tier list.
Your
He's
most
no longer
recent
there.
tier list, you have him at exactly at number 15.
I think
Under
he's
Chris Olave. He is a better.
He is a wide receiver
You know,
in the National Football League.
honestly, I genuinely agree. Just because Chris Olave hasn't had a full season yet, but
It's really the health thing. But even
yeah,
without the health,
if he can,
Oh,
not get a
looks like the
hospital
Rough
bill,
Riders are gonna beat the Edmonton Elks.
you
That's
know,
a great
we-
game. The
we-
score
we-
at one point was
we can have a full season,
1-1.
but-
God, I love the
There,
CFL.
there's been so much chaos now. I'm gonna. You're
Yeah,
reading
it's
going to
okay.
end it off.
It's a red. You can end it. You
Okay.
can
All right,
end it.
ladies
All right.
and
Good
gentlemen.
When
night, chat.
to end
Good
it.
night.
good night.